What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the MSC show. We are live.
We are live. That is true, Nova, and it is the weekend of what we've been waiting for the better part of 2020. It's new console release week. And there's a couple things that are in the I see an error there. It says it's not receiving enough information. Hopefully the show goes through, because I really have a lot to say today on games and the consoles and all the tech issues that are coming up. So make sure that you guys let us know in the audience if you can hear us and if the video is coming through all right. I'm seeing an error. It says YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. So if that's the case,
it's funny because it looks good on my end. I'm watching it and it looks really good. So
I'm hoping so, crap, because I don't know. Like I said, for some reason, it's giving me these weird, and I don't know if it's coming through from Nova's side or what it is, but it doesn't matter until they kick us off.
Yeah.
The show must go on.
Well, Mooch, I was going to say, when I did my stream on Thursday, I was getting that the whole time. And when I watched the playback, I had no issues at all. So who knows? It might be a YouTube thing. It might be everyone playing next-gen thing.
It could be. You never know. But honestly, great show this today. We're going to have an outstanding show. Crap Gamer is here. Crap, you are alive and well and vibrant. What is happening, buddy?
Well, part of those things are true. We'll see how it goes, but yeah, I'm doing good. It's a fun time because you really only get these console launches every 5, 6, 7 years. So right. I never take them for granted, and I never sort of just do that. You know what I mean? Because as the years start coming and they don't stop coming, as Smash Mouth said. Yes. What truer words, right? Like, who would have thought they would have got it right? But so it's very fun, especially it's like a completely different story than 2013. You know what I mean? Where
it is,
but I love it nonetheless. I've been gaming more than I have in a long time, and it's just fun. And I think that's what it's all about, getting to have some fun and enjoying yourself. And I've been doing that. I can't wait for everybody else to be able to get where we're at and have their consoles and stuff like that. And it sucks that not everybody's able to sort of experience what they want to experience right out of the gate. You know what I mean? But hopefully everybody can get their stuff soon, and, that we'll get that kind of taken care of. Mm-hmm. And everybody will be able to do what we're doing, man, which is having a damn good time.
A damn good time, crap. And I want to say shout out to everybody in the chat. I see Hustle and Motivate. I see Rob Smith. I see Enrico Kitchens here. I see a lot of different people, guys. Please do, let me just say this real quick. I didn't get a chance to do a formal introduction because I got that error code from YouTube. But we do have the, right above the description, guys, of today's show, the join button. It means the world to the Mooch if you do become a Mooch Maniac family member. You can see all the guys listed down there below. Sir X-Man, Midway 7 Monster, JudaZuk, WoolleyGamer, Ben Link, TrueWiddy, Fail, Pyromancer, Frostbite Slash, Jacob Evans, Tactical Gamer, Anthony Boyd, Zombilla Ice Cream, CustodsX, Hustle and Motivate in the chat, L.D.W, DragonHeartYoby, AceJunky, 2T, Tone, SB, Ice Queen Gaming, our major Mooch Maniacs, the Wise Old Gamer. Wise Old Gamer, I hope you're feeling better, buddy. I know that you were having a few surgeries this past week, so I hope everything is great. We are praying for you and can't wait to see you back in the chat. Windingo, 4-star General, Shaun Slamka, Brian B, a.k.a. Delirium Blades, Audible Fart 507, and our VIP Mooch Maniacs, Darkseed 80, MexJ88, who's been just an absolute ball of fire on Twitter lately. Shout out to MexJ88, Remarkable Knights, Van W, a.k.a. The Butcher Van, Rich Kreischer, Rated D Demonic, Percolator 9000, and the great Marty Bison. And our honorable mentions, we miss you, Wraith The Emperor, The Finest, Marlesco, where are you? WilmyHood, and the forever Mooch Maniac, Longshot 316. Guys, we have got an outstanding show to talk about things. Nova is dropping a code. Nova, do you want to tell them about the code before we start the show?
What's going on, everyone? I'm going to drop my YouTube channel in the description. In the chat. 10 follows away from 200. Get me to 200. I'm dropping a $20 PSN code for whatever you want to play. Next gen, current gen. Let's do it.
Shout out to Rated D Demonic. He says, it's working, boys. The super chat is up. Boom. Outstanding to see Rated D Demonic. Thank you so much, buddy. I really, truly appreciate that. Guys, let's talk about this. So, crap, everyone's been kind of enjoying it. Shout out to Saltiest. I saw Saltiest Gaming here. He also platinumed Astro's Playroom as well as I did and a few others yesterday. I saw the tweets going up, the great imagery that comes from the creative button now on the DualSense. Crap, there's a lot of people that have really been excited about the PlayStation 5 as of late, just because there is a games library out there that we haven't experienced yet. But there are some technical issues also going on with the Series X and the PlayStation 5. But are these things that, and I've been watching all the videos. I've seen all the clips on Twitter. I've watched the videos on YouTube. A lot of people are saying that the issues, especially with the PlayStation, are something software-based, probably something coming through in a patch. And the Xbox, I'm not seeing so much of the software, but I'm seeing more of a hardware issue with possibly problems with the disk drive.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I saw some of the stuff that's going on with the PlayStation 5, and a lot of it does seem like there's probably a little something going on there with the software side. Though we'll probably get an update pushed out sometime this week. That's not totally uncommon. You know, like I guess there's some issues with some people are having with putting it in rest mode or playing through Spider-Man remastered and stuff like that, and it's trying to recompile your solid state drive if you have, or a secondary disk drive if you've been using one. So there's some issues there, obviously, and it's a launch. You know, it's these things tend to be that way. It's not damage control. It's the same way on Xbox. Like, listen, I haven't had any problems on my PlayStation, but I've had issues and continuing issues with my Xbox, and I don't know way around it, which is when it's, and mine's all set to, you know, everything's set to even how it was, where everything should update even when it's turned off in power. You know, it's not power saving mode, it's instant on mode. So I double check that. I hard reset it, all that kind of stuff. But games will not download. There will be no updates. They will not download while it's off. I literally have to leave it on while it's on like Netflix or Hulu playing in the background so that it'll download, and while I'm playing my PS5. So, you know, if a lot of people see me on Netflix or Hulu or whatever on Xbox, it's not intentional. I'm not actually probably watching. It's just me trying to download you know, the games, you know, and it's a pain in the butt. So yeah, there's stuff going on. I've heard disk drives have been an issue. You know, like obviously people trying to get clout with the vape and stuff like that through there. And you know what's funny is when those videos are all only like a few seconds long.
Yes.
Right. And somebody sent me one to go, oh, well, that's probably not fake, right? And I'm like, no, it looks pretty fake because somebody could have drilled a hole in the bottom of that
that's exactly.
thing
sat
and
underneath
probably just
it,
sat underneath of it and just vaped up through there. And it's only like an 8-10 second video. So yeah, I definitely didn't think that was real. And, you know, thankfully it doesn't seem like that's a real problem at all. What now, you know, so, you know, those are problems, but there are obviously going to be problems here and there. You know what I mean? It's like, I think everybody, regardless of which side you're on, I think there's always that tactic where people are too quick to point out. And I do it for fun sometimes, but there's this problem. This guy had his Xbox won't work at all. Look. Well, you know what I mean?
What did we say? What did we say a few weeks ago? I totally recommend it on every single one, on the Xbox Series X and my PlayStation 5s. I have 2-year warranties on both of them. Listen, we are sitting here and there's a lot of money going out of people's pockets this week, right? So nobody, and I always try to say, don't ever speak for someone else's money. And I get that. But guys, please, if you have it, if you have the ability, get the 2-year warranty. At least get a 1-year warranty. It doesn't matter what you're talking about. It doesn't matter if it's phones. It doesn't matter if it's consoles. It doesn't matter if it's maybe a new monitor for your PC. A lot of times, even these new cards that are coming out, people are having issues with them, the 3080s, the 3090s. Get the warranty so you back yourself up. I know it's an extra between $40 and $70, depending on the plan you go with. But you've got to do it for your best interest, because if something starts happening to one of your consoles, you don't want it to turn into a small coffee table, okay?
Yeah.
You got to go be able to return it and get what you paid for. So long story longer here, guys, is definitely you still have time. I believe I was talking to the Great Gaming Forte on Crossfire Crap. You were there too, and you heard this. I believe you have the first 30 days, no matter whether it be Walmart, Target, GameStop, to go in and still buy that 1 or 2 year warranty. And listen, I got news for you. So I have them on mine, but you've got to go out and do this. Like, if it's within your means, please do it. It protects you. There's going to be lemons out there, Crap, right? And that's what we're seeing. I think we're seeing some lemons, but that's status quo for early technology, new console releases. This is not the first time we've seen this.
Yeah, I mean, listen, that's why some people go, well, I'll just wait till all the bugs are kinked out or whatever, you know what I mean? They'll wait for all the updates to come out and stuff like that. So, and that makes a lot of sense to do that. You know, just if you're uncomfortable with it or whatever, just do that. For me, I like to be there, you know, on that fringe, on that cutting edge. I want to play these games. I want to, you know, try out this new technology, and you know, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I think that, you know, sometimes there's a price to pay with that, and sometimes, like, listen, you bought an Xbox One X. And your original Xbox One X had an issue. It sounded very loud. And so you had to get that, you had to replace it. I mean, that stuff happens. It just, that's the way of life. It's a fact of life. And, you know, sometimes that stuff does happen. And at the end of the day, it really just comes down to us to be able to do that. All of these things have at least a 1-year factory warranty, but I agree with you. Like, I got the GameStop warranty on my PlayStation.
You got to.
Yeah, because then if there is a problem, you don't have to wait to ship it or whatever. They'll just trade it or whatever right there. So I think that's really cool.
Crap, Rated D Demonic and a Mooch Maniac family member. He says here, that is correct, Mooch. We do that at Game in the UK. So whatever Game generally does, I've noticed at GameStop over here. I don't know, is that a related company? Are they related? Is that the same company but just overseas?
It could be. I don't know. I don't really know. Hey, look,
there's
it's
my
Luca.
girl right there. Luca from the second floor has stopped by. She says, Demon Souls has captured my soul. I'm trapped in the Nexus. Also, I'm throwing a fit if my PS5 or Xbox Series X starts having issues. Luca, we are one and the same. Again, if something happens to one of my consoles, you're going to hear about it first of all.
Did you hear about this Demon Souls door or something that people find?
I saw Vati, who's a big time YouTuber with Soul Series games, has mentioned it, crap, but I have not found that door. But I do want to let the Ash and Luca know. Guess what Mooch found last night? I found the shortcut in the first section that you go into before you fight Phalanx. So I found the shortcut. I didn't beat him yet. I know I'm watching Luca, and Luca's like level 47 or something, and I'm level 4. And I mean, right? It is. It's comical. It really is. It's terrible. But I got to tell you, Luca posting her pictures, Erica posting her pictures, and now the great Sin Vendetta, who's playing right now, he's got the entire week off from work. So shout out to the great Sin Vendetta. He is going to beat that game probably twofold by the next 7 days. Crap, I'm telling you, Demon Souls. Wow. Just wow. I don't even care. I know we put meta scores and we say meta matters, but the part of the matter is this. 91 meta it currently sits at, I believe, as of this morning. And there's about 11 reviews in or something to that nature. But crap, this is a photo. And, Luca, tell me if I'm right or wrong in the chat, please. But this game is photorealistic. This is like playing photorealism on your console. It's breathtaking, okay? It's absolutely breathtaking. It's an amazing game to play and experience. I know a lot of you guys have a little bit of that. I don't want to get into Souls. That's not my bag. And I get it. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you to spend anywhere from $70 to $90, depending on the edition you get. But it is definitely worth you putting some time into if you've ever thought about dabbling in the Souls. And I'll say this much too, crap, and then I'll give you the mic. Demon Souls, crap, makes Bloodborne the difficulty level in Demon Souls makes Bloodborne feel like Astro's Playroom. Like it's like Bloodborne was kind of like a fun, right? It was a fun ride. Demon Souls is, for some reason, I'm just finding it it's a little harder. It's a little harsher. So it's taken me a little bit longer to get used to the mechanics. Also doesn't help that I'm going from game to game to game. I'm going from Valhalla, right? Then I'm jumping over and I'm playing Astros. I platinum that. Then I go jump over and I'm playing Demon Souls. Those games are not the same, crap. Those are different mechanics, different timing. So now I'm focused on Demon Souls. I'm probably going to jump into Spider-Man Miles Morales. I think I'll be able to dabble those two together. But as I said to Nova, who's waiting to get his PS5, I believe he's getting it tomorrow.
Yep, tomorrow evening.
You really should, Nova, play Astro's Playroom. It really is an introduction. It is actually an introduction to the DualSense. And I think you need to know what that controller's capabilities are as we start out the gate. Crap, what are your thoughts before I tell you something that Mooch never does? I'm about to do something today that Mooch never does, but I want to hear your opinion on games like Demon Souls that are not your bag.
Well, you know what? I'm glad that for me personally, even though it's not my bag, I think that it's great that there's a variety out there, right? So not everybody has to play the same thing, and I think that that's very evident. But seems like they have something for everybody, and I really think that that's cool. So I mentioned this that. In terms of, and again, I don't think Metacritic's the quote be all end all, but when you launch a console, that's typically you're launching with content that's not going to be the strongest, right? But they're launching with stuff like Demon Souls, which is still 90 plus. You have it comes with Astrobot, which is 82 Metacritic, Miles Morales at 85 Metacritic, even Sackboy is coming up on an 80. Even Bugsnax is an 80. You have the Pathless, which is 81. Like, these are very much a variety of games from AAA to AA and in between, right? Like, so it's really hard to sit there and go, oh, well, there's not really much to play or whatever, because I think I disagree. I just think that they really went out of their way and went above and beyond with one of the best launch lineups that we've ever seen. And, it's going to be well deserved to see what they do in the future, because I got to say, like, everything that I've been having all the fun that I'm having with it and switching back and forth between the games. That's really on Sony. Like they could have dropped the ball. There's a pandemic going on. They could have, just said, we'll get stuff out when we get out, or people don't really. It doesn't matter what comes out at launch because they're gonna buy it anyway. So you know what I mean. I mean, they could have took that route because let's face it, people would have. If you bought a PS4, you probably going to try and buy a PS5, right. And they probably didn't have to do that. But the fact that them as the market leader, and the way that they completely dominated last gen, they didn't have to change and come out with the reinvented controller. They did the best controller I've ever played with, bar none. Right? They didn't have to come out and come out with the quiet, cool console, but they did. They didn't have to put out a bunch of software at the launch. They could have just did what Microsoft is doing and said, well, it doesn't matter because people are going to buy it anyway. But instead, they actually went out there and did it for gamers. And I think that that's very much appreciated. And I definitely appreciate it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So for me personally,
Pyromancer's agreeing with you.
Yeah, for me personally, I like that. On the Xbox side, like I said, I haven't had as much time with that. And again, there's not really something first party to really showcase. Like I'll say Astrobot, more fun than anything that I've seen, that I've noticed on the Xbox. So, and that's like this little pack-in game, but it's a full game, but it's like it demonstrates the possibilities and gets you excited at the same time, right? There's nothing on Xbox. It's like, that does that. And that's really unfortunate because this is what I've been saying for a long time. It really comes down to the software. And, regardless of what happens in the future, I mean, I'm sure there's people that are happy with it. You know what I mean? If you want to play a certain game or go back and play an old game or whatever. And I'm not saying that you can't be happy with it. I'm just saying for me personally, that wow factor, like what I'm having with PlayStation, like what I had with the Xbox One when I played Killer Instinct or Rise or Dead Rising 3 at launch or Titanfall a couple months after launch, that wow factor just isn't there for me with the Xbox right now. And it's all because of the lack of software.
Well, let me say this much. I want to do a couple things. Shout out to Royal Boyle 78 who celebrated his birthday the other day, buddy. Happy birthday. Absolutely great guy, great Mooch Maniac. Rated D Demonic, he says, great question here too, and I know Luca will like to hear this. He says, I don't have a PS5 yet, so what should I start with, Mooch? Souls, Bloodborne, or Sekiro? Rated D Demonic, if you're looking to get into Demon Souls, and Luca, let me know if I get this right. Just from my experience, I would say play Dark Souls. Play Dark Souls Remastered and work your way through that to get a little bit more acclimated with Demon Souls. I feel Demon Souls, of course, Dark Souls is the next in succession to that. So it was the most similar that I could say. Bloodborne, Dark Souls 3, Sekiro completely different playing style. Some of the very similar Souls-like attributes are in the game, but Sekiro completely stands in its own category in the Souls family. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that cousin that comes and visits once a year. You know what I mean? He's still allowed into the house, but he's a little different. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't come over all the time. So Sekiro's a little different. You know what I mean? It's got a different playing style. A different speed tempo. Mr. Twister says, do you guys think Blue Point rumor is true? I do. I don't. Like I said, I'm not commenting on saying that it is true. I'm saying I feel like it's true. I think there's a relationship there, and I think that there's really going to be a situation where Sony has said this a few times, where Microsoft is going out because they have to buy big time IP. They have to go fill up the gap in Game Pass. Sony doesn't feel that need or that urgency. They're going to go ahead and buy these skilled teams like Insomniac and skilled teams like Blue Point and then say, hey, guys, make something phenomenal. Or take some of our – Blue Point is a master in their art of what is it? Not remastering, but remaking, if you will. So they could take some of Sony's beloved titles and turn them into what we're seeing right now before our very eyes, a masterpiece. So there's that there. And, shout out to Luca again, who says, my biggest conflict with Demon Souls is, she says, the shortcuts. Crap, I know you're not a huge Souls fan, but one of the things in Souls that's always been such a relief to players because you have to die and start over is the shortcuts. When you unlock a shortcut, it allows you to die and then at least jump back into where you are. And there's either none available in certain areas or very few. And it is, I will say, it is tedious to start from the beginning over and over and over and over again. I've been doing that for a while. So I've got to get my mechanics down. I've got to get going. I did find one shortcut finally. But crap, there is something revolutionary happening. And I told Nova before the show, and you just kind of popped in and caught the the tail end of it, but I'm doing something that Mooch never does.
What's that?
So, I know, everybody, please. I hope you have a full coffee in your hand. This goes against every line of mooching. But every once and again, you have to have an asterisk in your book of mooching. So this is going to have an asterisk. I bought these dual charging units from GameStop when I picked up my Series X, and I don't like them. I'm not a big fan of it. And I think after tax, it came to a little over $30.
Yeah.
So I'm returning that today. I'm grabbing a PSN code. I'm going
spit in your food. Oh wait, no, that's something else. Yeah,
that's something completely different. But thank you, I appreciate it. A liter of cola. Listen, I want
a liter.
A liter. We don't sell a liter here. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and take these back. I'm gonna get a PSN card. I bought Cold War for the Xbox Series X. I'm going to go ahead and double dip and buy Cold War on PlayStation 5 because there's just so many things coming out. I've seen the YouTubers. I've seen the even the company and stuff. But the company,
the controller, right?
The controller's a big deal. It's a big deal. So I've got to go and try this out. I figure I already purchased this. I don't like it. I don't need to have these charging stations. I already have other charging stations. I'll already have half of it that I already it's still full out of pocket. Unless anybody's got a Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War code for PS5, somebody reach out to Mooch before he breaks one of his cardinal rules. But nonetheless, I've got to try it out, crap. It seems like it's kind of it may be a game changer as far as single player campaign goes.
Yeah, I agree. Like, here's the thing, okay? I was a huge original Black Ops fan, okay? Like, that story with Mason and all that kind of stuff. Really, yeah, it was really, really good. I really enjoyed that. The second one where they jumped to the future and stuff like that, they started to lose me. And then, the third one, whatever, is like, Now the fact that they've kind of gone back and did this as a direct sequel to the first one, I think that they really kind of nailed it and knocked it out of the park with it. And I just graphically, it looks great. Like here I am playing, 4K, 120 frames per second, like on a console. It's really, really fantastic. So I just got to say that they did a fantastic job with it. And I just got to say, like, everything about it is like, feels like the first one again. You know what I mean? So you have that phenomenal kind of experience again, like, because some of the Call of Duties tend to sort of differentiate a lot from each other, the movements and stuff like that. This one does very much feel like a direct sequel to the first one. And Captain Snoonuts is back, and
Absolutely.
there's like branching there's like branching stuff there. There's like branching stuff there that you could do. Like, that's what I really enjoy about this one, right? There's like branching storylines and stuff like that. So
Luke is asking, how's COD? What's your take on it? I mean, I haven't.
I like the campaign. I played the campaign. I haven't played the multi. Yeah, but the campaign is fire. I think the campaign is absolutely fantastic.
How does it rate to last year's?
I like it better. I've been more vested. What I like about it better than last year's, this is just a me thing, and I like, for whatever reason, I like you getting chapter achievements, right? Like, so you do a chapter and you get an achievement. You get your 15, whatever. Okay. So I like doing that. Then, like, to me, it seemed like in Modern Warfare, which was a good campaign as well, it just seemed like that was like you had to do specific things. So, like, I didn't know that. Like, I just like playing through stuff and getting achievements. I don't have to, did I do this right? You know what I mean? Like, so I don't like to look and spoil stuff for myself. But I also, if I play through a game and I bought a game or whatever, what have you, I like to get a certain amount of achievements or trophies just by playing through it,
Well, so have you beat the campaign yet?
No, I haven't beat it yet.
What do you think?
I'm a few hours in.
What do you think you're going to end up with achievement-wise, roughly?
I think probably 350, 400. Okay. Just by beating it, you know what I mean? So yeah, like I'm excited to see sort of how that works out or whatever. Listen. I'm again, you could probably go back and like play it on a harder level and stuff like that. I like to get the feel for it. Call of Duties are games where I do sometimes go back and we'll play it on a harder level. But I like to feel it out first to see if that's something that I'm gonna, I don't want to get pissed off and spend like hours and hours and hours and hours doing that though. You know what I mean? Like, if I can go back and beat it at a higher level, I will. There's some Call of Duties where I beat it on the toughest level and it wasn't that bad, but I don't want it to turn into like this grind. Like, for me, gaming's all about fun. Even Spider-Man, I know I get shit for it, but I don't play on the the easiest level, but I play on like the normal or easy. You know what I'm saying? Just
That's
because
fine.
it's a game, I'm trying to experience the story and stuff like that. I don't want to get caught into a whole. And again, people wonder why I do that. It's like, well, look at how this past gen ended, right? I've got literally hundreds of games that I have not even touched because games are it's a time consuming thing, right? And so I've got already a bunch of games. It's like I got Sackboy. I still got to finish up Astrobot. I've got Miles Morales. I've got Call of Duty. I've got Valhalla. I've got the Pathless. I've got yeah.
Well, I got a question. So I want to know. I know that you bought majority of those physical discs, right? Or all?
Yeah. I bought some of them physically. But it was like Call of Duty and Valhalla were digital.
What do you have physically for the PlayStation 5? I have a question specifically.
Sackboy.
Okay.
Actually, I think Sackboy might be the only one. Because what happened was, that's the only physical one that I have. Like I was gonna
try it yet or no?
I know I've installed it, but I haven't tried it yet.
So how does the disc drive sound on the PS5 when you were installing it? Was it quiet?
I couldn't hear anything. So, I think that bodes well for what's going on. I still haven't put anything in the Xbox yet. I suppose I should do that.
Yeah, I have not either. Everything I have on Xbox is digital at this point. Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, I got Valhalla. Thank you, and shout out to WRZ Cup for that code. I appreciate it.
Yeah, shout out to that dude. We should have got the best version on the PS5, right?
I guess so, right?
Well, no, it's so funny though because like that's what I kept hearing for months and months was how Xbox would have the best multiplats and wait for the face off. Just wait. You wait. Yeah. That's what I was told. And now we get the face off. Then it's like PlayStation version is the better version. Yeah, we've heard that from 3 of the multiplats now. So that's kind of funny to me. I mean, they're
close. I mean, they're very close. But that's
here's the thing. Even if they're exactly the same, that's a win for PlayStation.
It is because they don't have the 12. The 12 teraflops and the VRR and this and that and something else. Yeah, I know. So they don't have all that. So if it's a close race, it is a win for PlayStation.
Yeah, and so it kind of went from just wait for this, and now it's like you got to wait for those things to mature. Wait for the dev kits to mature. Wait for those to mature. Wait for this. Wait for that.
Wait for the tooling.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, it's like everything is waiting with Xbox. It's like it's so
Nova's like I'm tired of waiting. Where's my PlayStation 5?
I know.
Right? I got that. That's coming in. JudaZuk made a good point, too. Crap, we kind of want to take a look at this. He makes a point in the chat to say something along the lines of Call of Duty Cold War is a great game. Looks amazing. If you have a TV that supports VRR. But if you don't, screen tearing is terrible. And he said that seems to be an issue on the Series X. JudaZuk, so I imagine you have that game on the Series X. Like I said, I also have it on the Series X. I have not struck it up yet because I've just been doing Astros and Demon Souls. Astros is now done, so I'll move on to Demon Souls, and I'm going to try Miles Morales. I don't know when I'll get to that, but I do want to try the haptic feedback and the
it's a game changer, man. That it's a game changer, right? Like it's so. What I've noticed is the feedback in the Xbox things feels very last gen. And the feedback in the PlayStation DualSense feels next gen. It's like there's a pretty big difference there. So yeah, I got to say that it's been very impressive to sort of notice the difference there and notice that it's not the same thing. A lot of people try to tell you that it's the same thing. Oh, well, Microsoft was doing that 2013. No, not like this. I mean, this is completely different. It's like, and I think Astrobot really kind of it lets you get that because there's this part where you played through it where you're trying to get through the sand or whatever, and and if you feel like you're dragging in sand, like your feet are in sand, or like when the wind really kicks up and that pushing against you, you really feel that. So like
when you go through that one area where it starts to rain and then it starts to hail. Like that is unbelievable how you can feel it feels like you have an umbrella in your hand and you're actually getting pelted with rain or hail. Like that's a big deal. I really think it really is. There's a level of immersion there. Wendigo says, Mooch, not enough yelling. I thought I was getting a good amount of yelling early on. I'll have to work on that, Wendigo. My apologies up front. Go ahead, crap.
Yeah, I was just saying, like you can't just display like blow me off when I say that it's like such a game changer. You can't do that. You actually, I think you gotta be more willing to have an open mind and actually try this stuff for yourself, because I know there's going to be a lot of hardcore Xbox fans that just refuse to believe it. They're happy with what they have, and that's great. I'm just saying there can be advancements and there can be, game-changing things. And this is one of those things. So like I'm thrilled with what they were able to do with the DualSense. I was a bit we'll see how it goes, because the sticks are symmetrical or whatever, and I really do like how Xboxes aren't. But it's a nice size controller, so you don't notice your hands aren't on each other like they are. And I have big hands, so they aren't up on each other like they were previously with like PS3 and PS4 was pretty comfortable. But again, there was issues with the battery life. There's no battery life issues with this, by the way. Like I can put that to bed. Either. Yeah, I can put that shit to bed. There's no problem with the battery life on the DualSense controller. It is phenomenal.
I want to say shout out to the Wise Old Gamer. Here he is. Wise Old Gamer, I don't know if you got a chance to catch the beginning of the show, but we did say our prayers and hope everything went well for your surgery this past week. He says, Mooch, I have it for Series X. I think he's referring to Call of Duty, but I have not played it yet. I am wondering if it's better on PlayStation 5. Wise Old Gamer, we are in the same boat. I have also not played it on Series X yet, but because of the DualSense, I'm intrigued. I'll just say it that much. I'll say I'm intrigued to try it out on the PlayStation 5. I think that would be something. It just changes. It brings another element to the game, and it's exciting. Listen, will this get crap? There's a very good chance in 12 months. Maybe we've had enough. Maybe there's enough of the DualSense. We're like, okay, I'm good. But guess what?
Yeah,
right now,
I doubt it.
Right now, I haven't had enough yet. I want more DualSense.
I agree. Listen, they've done their due diligence with this, making sure that everything is up to snuff, and I think that that's exactly what they need to do, and the fact that the guns feel different when you're firing them in Call of Duty. Also I want to point out that the guns have real names again in this Call of Duty, so that's good. You're not using like the the roundabout 29 AK ZM4. You know what I mean? It's like MP5, and you know what I'm saying? You're using real weapons again, which that's how I always prefer it in Call of Duty. But yeah, so that's really cool. The campaign, fantastic. I think there's some issues with the version, like when you get it on PlayStation 5, it's reverting to the PlayStation 4 version for some people, I guess. So you might want to make sure that you look into that before you play it or whatever, just to make sure, because I've heard that that's a little bit of a thing. And I guess so far on Warzone's been updated to, which I don't know if that has anything to do with
it has that been game, updated, but crap. I did play that. I updated it on my Xbox Series X, and let me tell you some crap. There is a noticeable difference, and it looks fantastic.
Yeah, it's like 120 frames on the Xbox version, whereas they haven't updated it yet on the PlayStation version. So, you got to keep that in mind as well. But for me personally, it's a little bit weird too, because I'm like, what am I playing at this? Because I was playing on the Xbox Series X, and I'm like, so when am I playing it with ray tracing on? Is it 120 hertz? Is like, what's the deal? So you go into the thing and things are like grayed out or whatever, and it's like, well, I'm playing without ray tracing because 120 hertz is enabled. Okay, so but if I were, and then if I wanted to disable 120 hertz, I have to do that at the system level, not the game level, right? So I'd have to go into my system and switch it to 60 hertz instead of the 120. So I was like,
is this on Xbox, crap?
Yeah, this is on Xbox. Okay. So yeah, it is sort of like odd that way, that you have to sort of update it at your thing, because there was no better feeling for me than when I hooked up my new consoles to my new TV, and they both support 4K 120 hertz, right? Like, and that to me was just wow, that's next gen. This is the first time that for me personally where I've been on that cutting edge of next generation, both TV wise and like the console wise.
Crap, I don't have the 120 on my TV sets. I don't now that's true and not true. We were talking about it yesterday. I can get the 120, but I've got to knock the resolution down to, I believe, a 1080 1440p.
1440p, yeah.
Okay, whatever it is. I mean, but don't get me wrong. I'm sure it would look just fine. I do want to say shout out to Sneaky Memo. Shout out to Sneaky Memo. He does some fantastic things for the community. Sneaky, it's great to have you here. He says, I have both systems, and I'm very impressed with the DualSense. It is a game changer. He says, I've been more on my PS5 than my Series X. Sneaky Memo, let me just say this much. You're not alone. You're definitely not alone. I want to also say shout out to Ice Queen Gaming. She is an outstanding member in the community and a huge major Mooch Maniac. Now she just upgraded her membership. Thank you so much, Ice Queen Gaming. I can't say how much I appreciate that. But yeah, crap. I mean, a lot of people are starting to say that I myself also, since the PlayStation 5 has come out, and this is no hate or bashing or anything like that. I'm just saying, when it comes down to it, I've been saying this for months, guys. You guys know, you've all been here. You've been listening to Crossfire. You've listened to MNC. When it comes down to new consoles, okay, new consoles are great, but new consoles without the games, there's something lacking. So to be able to say I have Astros, Demon Souls, Miles Morales, and then you take third-party games like Call of Duty, where they use functions and features on the PlayStation that give it a different or enhanced experience depending on the gamer that you are. That just right now you're talking everything crap from first party. Now Sony's technology is bleeding into third party. I've been playing a lot more PlayStation this past weekend than Xbox, and I think that's mainly a result of the lack of games from Xbox, and everybody knows that. We've beat that drum to death. But the problem is that a lot of people go, well, Mooch, just wait. And I'm like, that's fine. Listen, we've all been okay with waiting. But how long are we waiting? It looks like the earliest we're going to get a game from Xbox that we truly care about could be as late as next holiday or bleeding into 2022. Guys, that's a long wait. It's not like, well, Mooch, just wait till March. The next banger's around the corner. Not really. Yeah. Not really. That seems to be the ongoing saga on Twitter.
Well, yeah. If you look at it, it's like, it looks like Gran Turismo 7, Ratchet and Clank are going to be early. Deathloop is May. Horizon Forbidden West is going to be the second part of the year. Possibility of even God of War releasing. We'll see how that goes. Like I'm one to say that I think they will release it, especially if it's ready and Microsoft has Halo. Like, why wouldn't you release it? You know what I mean? But I think that it's going to be a good time to be a PlayStation 5 gamer. And, I think overall there's probably something on both depending on what your personal preference is. But it's like, for me on PlayStation, it's like more newer stuff. You know what I mean? Like stuff that I haven't experienced before. That's the stuff that I'm jumping into, right? Like, yeah, I could go back and see, Gears of War 5, or Forza Horizon 4, like I could do that after the freaking 65 gig updates, but but that isn't as appealing to me as playing something that I haven't played before, because it is new hardware and you want to be able to you want to get that newness out of it, right? Like,
listen, there's you guys know this, I don't hide it. I'm a huge Seinfeld fan, right? I think Seinfeld may be one of the best comedies of all time. But when there's a new show on, like Sunday nights, there's a debut, whether it be Walking Dead or it be back in the day Game of Thrones or whatever it was, I wasn't going to go ahead and not watch the new episode of Game of Thrones or the new episode of Walking Dead to go watch season 6 of Seinfeld, even though I think Seinfeld's great. But the thing is that everyone's like, well, Mooch, you just haven't experienced it yet. You got to kick 120 FPS on Gears, and then you'll really see what it's all about. I'm like, I don't want to do that right now. We've kind of, we're Gearsed out. I mean, every single night. So there's been Gears there was Gears 4 when the Xbox One X came out that they made a big deal about, right? Then Gears 5 comes out in 2019. That was big on the Xbox One X. Look what we did here. Then they came out with an adjustment and an upgrade again for Gears 5 for the Xbox One X. You can play 60 frames all over the place, this and that. And now there's another console out, and they're like, hey, guys, you won't believe what we got for you guys. Oh, what's that? Gears 5. You don't say. You don't say. Gears 5. So again, there's Gears 5, guys, if you haven't played it yet. But I mean, other than that, I want to
listen, if you're switching over and you're just getting into the Xbox ecosystem, then I could see, Gears 5, that's great. Just like if you're switching over to PlayStation, then you could be like, oh, that collection. I'm playing Days Gone and Uncharted 4 and Final Fantasy, whatever.
Crap, notice I'm not ranting and raving about the PlayStation collection. I never bring that up at all, even though I think it's amazing. It is. I don't bring it up because to me, it's been there, done that for me personally. And I think for a lot of hardcore gamers. So the same way that I'm kind of being a little bit harsh on Gears, I'm being a little harsh on the PlayStation Plus collection. Both of them are great for people that haven't experienced it yet. But I think a lot of people that tune into gaming podcasts and gaming shows have experienced it. And I think that's why you see like Sneaky Memo, myself, you, and others saying, guess what? And Nova, as of tomorrow, Nova will be saying it as well. I'm playing Demon's Souls. I'm playing Miles Morales. Guess what I'm playing? I'm playing even Spider-Man 2018 Remastered feels kind of new and refreshing. I'll try that. But, and then there's Sackboy. There's other games that are out there. And, Godfall, I'll tell you this much. I did a little bit of homework on Godfall. So Godfall, from even the people that gave it very poor results, I kind of want to discuss this because I think it's sitting at a 61 or something on Meta, which is not good. Yeah. It's not good. And
that actually, like to those that say, you should definitely, stick by your word or what you say. Like for me personally, seeing the meta on that game, I avoided it. You know what I mean? Like I was gonna get it.
I don't blame you.
Like maybe when it drops in price, but $70, you know what I'm saying?
No, I won't either. But the thing is, Crap, I want to make a point here. Even people that were giving it a 6 and a 7 that I saw, I watched their videos, I watched their reviews, and these are the big companies that counted towards the voting process towards Meta. Okay, so this wasn't like just Mooch's buddy's review. Okay, this is a big time review. They were saying that the problem that they had with it was that it got extremely repetitive, extremely early. They said the game has a certain amount of fun to it. They said the collections and the outfits are amazing. The game looked good. It just got so insanely repetitive, and it's such a small game. Yeah, that's what they discounted it on. And I think that's interesting because, again, as RE Text says in the chat, shout out to RE Text, he says Godfall shouldn't be $70. He's 100% right.
Yeah. Well, what's interesting was Sackboy was only $60 on both. So, I don't. Yeah, like I think that they if the big $70 jump isn't like isn't exactly where gamers want to spend their money, then I think that we could see prices kind of drop back down. I think that this is just them testing the waters.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with that. I was just trying to think of something. Something was on my mind. WilmyHood comes out. He says, Mooch, do you think they should have delayed the Series X until they had a game? Should they have postponed the console along with Halo Infinite? WilmyHood, I got to be honest with you. The answer is no. No. I mean, right now, Microsoft, because of the pandemic, because of the issues going on globally, they're kind of reaping the benefits here. Everything is in low supply and the demand is high. Think about it. For the next probably 6 to 8 months minimum, you're going to be doing what you just did for the last 8 months. Okay, that is either go to work if you're not teleworking and then come home and kind of lock yourself in. So gaming is really, really taken I have a lot of people that I know that are not gamers that are writing me all the time saying, where can I get an Xbox? Where can I get a PlayStation? They don't even care at this point. They just want one that's available. So Microsoft knows this. That's part of the quote that Phil said the other day with we don't care if we have the games, blah, blah, blah. I'm paraphrasing. But that's why he was saying that, because right now the demand is high. What Gaming Forte has said on Crossfire, and I've said as well, is the true test is when the supply of both of these consoles becomes, what's the word I'm trying to look here for? When it becomes plentiful again. When the supply is out there and it's all over and all brick and mortar and it's online without hesitation, that's when we're going to see either Xbox is starting to sit around or if they're going to just fly off the shelf and continue to do what they're doing. I do think that you're going to see Xbox slow down tremendously as we go into probably February, March, April of next year as things in supply start to grow. And I think PlayStation will not become in demand as high as it is today, but I think it'll still be difficult to get your hands on a PlayStation even as you creep into March 2021, just because the games are out there and the games don't stop. In February, you're going to get Destruction All-Stars for free with PS Plus. Then you're going to get somewhere along the lines, you're going to get Deathloop, I believe, comes out in May now. They do have a firm date of May 21st for Deathloop. That's going to be a console exclusive. It'll become the PC as well. But you'll have Deathloop. Then you'll have Horizon Forbidden West coming out at some point between Christmas and the fall. And that doesn't even get into the fact that you're talking about possibly Ragnarok sometime around October, November of next year. That is just a nonstop lineup, and Sony's not going to start beating that drum. They're going to let you know that they have that insane lineup all year, crap.
And Mooch, don't forget Ghostwire Tokyo, which kind of looks like someone's attempt at a Kojima-type game, but looks really cool, actually.
Yeah.
It looks fantastic.
It looks it's funny because Bethesda actually tweeted out, that that they were looking forward to releasing those games next year on the PS5.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Rogue Inquisitor says, yo, Mooch and crap. Sorry I'm late. What's on the menu for news? Also, how do you see the generation going for Xbox and PlayStation? That's kind of what we're talking about right now, Rogue. You know, the news docket.
I think PlayStation 5 will surpass 100 million consoles easy. We were talking about that on Crossfire, what we think the Xbox will do. I think Xbox will probably end up doing slightly worse overall. I mean, we don't exactly know how they did, this generation because they refuse to say. But if you go by what AMD said in terms of the stuff that they shipped, then they were at about 41 million Xbox One sold in March, and they probably haven't really sold much more than that since then. So, I could see them doing about the same or maybe slightly a little bit worse with the Xbox Series X/S. If you look at what they did in the UK, they did 5,000 more, but that's like than the Xbox One launch. But that's not really saying much, right? Because the Xbox One launch was technically "quote unquote" sold out as well, right? But they supposedly everybody hated Xbox there, and they did everything wrong. So if they could only sell 5,000 more at launch on the Series X/S, and they supposedly are doing everything right, you sort of have to question the validity of anybody suggesting that they're going to do that much better. But VG Charts has them guessed at somewhere worldwide at 1.2 million, something like that, 1.2 to 1.4 million over the launch. So we'll have to see how it goes.
So wait, that's the launch of which console crap?
Xbox, the Xboxes.
Okay, and they don't have anything out yet because maybe the 2-day differential. We'll hear something Monday or Tuesday on PlayStation.
Yeah, well, PlayStation didn't do exactly worldwide day one.
Right.
the UK and stuff aren't getting, and a lot of places aren't getting it till the 19th.
Thursday. That's
right.
Yeah,
so we do have to sort of wait and see how that kind of comes out. I think that Sony put a lot more stock in going and getting and doing things well in North America, because if they can beat Microsoft here, I think the rest of the places will be a cakewalk for them.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean?
Yeah, they know that they already have those. They already have those countries on lockdown. Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah. So basically, I don't know. It's going to be. I'm very interested, even though I know a lot of people don't really care about MPD and stuff. I'm very interested to see how November MPD ends up, because look at that Nintendo Switch, for example. Completely. I think it did 800,000 consoles last month here.
Yes.
Like that blows my mind.
Showing no signs of slowing crap.
Yeah, so for me personally, I think we could live in a world where Xbox could the brand new Xboxes, mind you, could be third place come NPD time when we get the November numbers in December, right? You could be looking at a PlayStation 5 number 1, a Switch at number 2, and Xboxes at number 3. Like that to me would completely wow, you know what I'm saying? I would be, that would be surprising.
That would be surprising. It depends on how many people are rushing out for the holidays to grab a Switch. That's what would impact that 800,000 to go over the million mark for Nintendo. But I mean, I do see if the numbers stay the way they are and we look at trends, the Switch is nothing new, but we are approaching the holidays.
Yeah.
If Nintendo still hovers around that 900,000 range, it will still probably go PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo for next month. Again, just speculation on my part there. I did see something that was interesting here. I wanted to just, where is it in the chat? Now I lost it. When I find it, there it is. Captain Starbucks says, what happened to xCloud? I see no one talking about it. Shout out to Crap Gamer.
It's been one to tell you I told you so, but
it's like when you see people saying it, they're like, oh, is that everyone's always like, well, is that a bus? I was waiting for my bus or my train or my airplane to come in. And the thing is, though, the reason a lot of times you're not seeing a lot of people talk about it is nobody's really traveling. And, the other thing is this, like if you're in your home and you have a brand new 65-inch CX OLED, or if you have an E7 like myself, or you have a 900H or a 900G Sony TV, or any of the TVs that are out there that are sponsoring any of these HDR, 120 hertz and 4K.
Basically, if you're somebody this
phone, I mean, do you want to stay on your phone game? Probably not.
Exactly. I'm sitting there in awe on this freaking OLED, right, doing 120 frames at 4K,
right.
And you want me to get excited about playing on my damn phone? Like, no, God, no, hell no.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's not gonna happen. Like, and again, anybody that's excited or buying these consoles day one want that experience, that the frame rates, the resolution, all that tech they're not interested in. And I try to tell people this, right? I get why the companies are trying to push that, and I get why people think it's the future. But because we do that with music, but and TV and stuff like that. But at the same time, you don't have to control music and TV with a controller. You know what I'm saying? Like I always saw a bit of more of an issue with playing games and doing it that way than anything else. And it doesn't help that I obviously clearly my internet is pretty shitty, but other than that, even if it wasn't, I could have the best internet in the world,
Right.
and I wouldn't be advocating for that because I feel like you lose a lot of the ability to own your own stuff that way. And
Crap, you're making points on a very top level. I want to dig a little bit deeper into that question with xCloud. You got to stop and think about it. First of all, and I think Max might have been just joking. He says xCloud is free. It's not free. It's part of Game Pass Ultimate.
Yeah.
And there's a reason
like, just real quick, I always point this out. I'm like, if xCloud was if it was such a highly sought after thing, right? Then why is it that they had to add it as a bonus to you know what I'm saying? Yeah. If it could stand on its own, like there's no way it could stand on its own. That's why Stadia is giving away controllers, man. Did you see that? They're giving this shit away. Like basically same thing with Amazon, and then Walmart's going to jump in on this. You have you know what I'm saying? Like Sony, I think are the only ones that kind of played it cool.
That's fine.
Yeah. So for me personally, it's like people, and again, we're in a pandemic, right? Where people were really locked in earlier this year, but video consoles were still selling at record numbers, and Stadia was trying to give this shit away, and nobody cared. Okay, like again, like that, I think tells you everything you need to know. And I get that people think, oh well, you're stuck in the past, maybe, and I could agree that I've changed in some ways, like where I've been able to. I get more I get more digital games now than ever and stuff like that. So, there's that, but I will never be that type that like wants to utilize like the streaming stuff like that. I always feel like that's kind of lackluster options. You're not going to get the fidelity and the quality and all that kind of stuff that we're getting right now. So, for me personally, that's
the thing. They kind of buried it into Ultimate Game Pass, and there's a reason for that. Like you said, it's not going to sustain itself. There's no way it would make it. They'd either have to make it free, period, which they're not going to do. They want to make something off of it. So it's another like perk. You go, well, I'm already paying for it anyway, so what's the problem? Not a problem at all. Sneaky memo. I'll shoot it right now. I'll put it in the chat for you. A lot of people want to add me on PSN, and that's fantastic. I look forward to gaming with everybody. I think it's a lot of fun, man. I really see a lot of people kind of jumping both back and forth from Xbox to PlayStation. Seeing more people go over to PlayStation and playing multiplayer games over there, like the third-party games, is intriguing and sounds like a lot of fun. Crap, I do want to discuss this with you. Shout out to Ice Cream Gaming. She says, Mooch, I just want to thank you for all your support. Ice Cream Gaming, thank you for all your support as well. Crap, we were talking about the PlayStation 5's new UI. Here's my take on it real quick, top level, and then I'll let you tell your story because we told it on Crossfire, but this audience may not have heard it yet.
Yeah.
Which is very funny, by the way. But I got to tell you, I think the new UI is fantastic on the PlayStation. I really, really do. But it does, I can see right now how the PlayStation UI, as it currently stands on the PlayStation 5, crap, come 12 months from now, it's going to be a bit different. Like, I believe your friends page will look different. I think they got to go in there and kind of tweak it a little bit. You know what I mean? Take a couple of fine tunes.
The first thing I asked you, I was like, where the hell's the friends list?
You're like,
I was like, I can't, how do I turn this thing off? You know what I mean? So
the Asher Lucas says the new UI is absolutely amazing. Now, I like the new UI. I really do. There's a couple of things that I would like. I'd like it when you hold down the PlayStation button, that it brings up the quick prompt to shut down your PS5, put it in rest mode, or restart. Along with the other things, maybe having, I know the other things come down on the bottom, but you should be able to just hold and depress that, where now you have to push it. And people just aren't used to that. They like to hold down. I think that's a big deal. Or give the option. You can do that in options to make it either hold or just press. You can do that with other options, not this one yet. But then, the other thing is the friends list. I want the friends list expanded. I want it so that when I go over to friends, I have a whole dedicated page to friends, not just like a little box that pops up.
Yeah.
And I want notifications to be broken up differently. These are very small requests, crap. The things I'm asking for are very small. These are things that can be done in literally probably an update or two. Nothing. I'm not even asking for anything new function, new feature, no this. Everything else runs pretty smoothly. But the problem is they have a couple of things buried. A couple of things are buried where before you can just have it where you press the PS button and all these options should pop up on the side. That's my take. Also had a problem with the power button.
Yeah, like I liked it where you could just hold the power, the PlayStation button on the controller, and then it would pop up and you could just go down to the thing and say, put it in rest mode or whatever. Now it's like you got to scroll down, go all the way to the right, then put it into rest. I don't know. It just seems like an extra step was added. So, I'm hoping that, that they update that and they probably will, you know what I'm saying? They're very quick to sort of react and get everybody what they want in terms of, the availability and the easeability and a set to get these things working. So yeah, those are my two little kind of complaints. But other than that, like I think that the UI is clean and it's fast and it's really they did a fantastic job with it. I think that it's again, you get that feel of next generation. It's very it is very well done the way that they've done it. So you can't really say enough good things about it. It's like when you plug in your new console, you want that fresh feeling. You want that new controller. You want that. I sniffed my PlayStation when I took it out. Somebody asked me, right? They go, "What's it smell like?" And I was like, "It smells like expensive plastic, But so yeah, I did that, and I was like, "Yeah, it smells good." You know what I mean? It's really they did a fantastic job with it. So and that it's blazing fast. They really nailed it right out of the gate. So I think that's really cool. I think that initially that was some of my disappointment with Xbox as well, was that they didn't do a good enough job with making that seem like a next gen thing.
I completely agree with you, Crap. Sorry, I had to mute there for a second. But shout out to the great James Vincent. The great James Vincent is with us here this morning. Been playing a lot of Modern Warfare Warzone. We're going to probably carry that right into the PlayStation 5. James says, do you guys feel the reason Xbox has failed to put out exclusives for quite some time now is more due to Phil losing touch to his gaming roots, or his hands are tied from the head of Microsoft? I don't think that that's necessarily the case. I think, James, I think it's a much simpler answer. I don't think it's a very convoluted answer. I don't think it's an issue. I think it's more of a factor of where Xbox was in the 360 era and where they were at the beginning of the Xbox One era. It's not the same team. It's not the same mentality. It's not the same thought process. Now they're not necessarily focused on, as Sony would say, and I'm paraphrasing some of Sony's words, Jim Ryan and them. They'll say that, or Herman Hulst will say, basically, we want to have that red carpet experience. A lot of people are calling like TV, like basic cable compared to like a blockbuster hit in the movie theaters. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like Avengers Endgame. So that's the differential here. But my answer to you is that they're focused on services, James. They are focused on Game Pass, their services on xCloud, their services on just remote play, and getting this thing on everything that can possibly play. Recently Phil also came out and said that, what was the quote? Crap, I don't want to paraphrase him. It was something along the lines of console sales are becoming a smaller and smaller item as time goes on. I think what they want is Xbox to be an app. They want it to be on your TVs, your phones, and they want you to play these games everywhere. They want to be the arcade. That's what Netflix, think about it. Netflix is on your phone. Like, when was the last time you were like, oh, you know what? Let me get home from work and I'm just going to get real comfy. I'm going to make my favorite drink. I'm going to pull my phone out and watch the latest Netflix miniseries I can't wait to get into. No. Sony still thinks that there is a reason to have people come home and they want to just kind of snuggle down on their couch, get their favorite drink, look at their 65, 75, 55-inch OLED TV and enjoy their experience in that rah-rah fashion you can have in your home. And I think what happens is Microsoft, Phil had to kind of acquire and he had to move forward with Satya Nadella and the process that they have with services in Azure and using the resources that make them the dominant company that they are. So he hasn't lost touch. He's just literally basically moving in a direction towards services and not doing those blockbuster cinema. Even when you see crap that they got ZeniMax and they got Bethesda, they said, we're going to let Bethesda be Bethesda. Like, we're not going to mess with them. They're going to be basically, we own them, but they're going to be an independent studio. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they're not really messing with anything. They're going to get like Fallout 5, and that's still a big debate. I know we don't have to get into that today. I really don't want the show to go that way. But I still think Fallout 5 will probably, certain games will still be multi-plat, even though I think they should put them exclusively on Xbox. I think that they're going to be multi-plat. Some of them, I think some games will remain an exclusive like new IP, but games that are household names, they're going to want to recoup a lot of that money. And they're not going to be able to do that, especially if we see NPD numbers as we go into January, February, March, April of next year aren't favorable to Xbox. And they're seeing that they're not making that impact there. Then they'll have to make up for it on Steam, and they'll have to make up for it on PS5. That's just my wrong crap.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you could be right. Like, I think that they don't really care. Like, again, because if you look back earlier this year, you remember they were bragging about, we released 10 games, highly critical successes. And me and you were looking at the games and kind of laughing because of the 10 games, like I think 3 were PC exclusive and 4 were multiplats, like on PlayStation as well. So, you know, I don't really, and none of them were AAA, by the way. So again, I don't really think they care. And look at them, they talk about like Psychonauts 2. That's coming out next year, but that's a game that's coming out on PlayStation 4 as well, or PlayStation 5 as well. Yeah. So again, I think that they look at things a little bit differently. And then I was reading this new article where they were talking about it was somebody else, it wasn't Phil, and they were saying we could be looking at a situation where Game Pass gets first content or something along those lines with some of the new Bethesda stuff like that. So
that makes
we'll see how it goes. Yeah, well, I mean, we'll see how it goes. I think that in a few years' time, Xbox will probably be in a much better spot. Obviously, I have to wonder what the hell the deal was now, because it sounds like it. Like we were kind of questioning, is Xbox going to shut down at some point? Remember, we had questioned that ourselves early in the generation last gen.
Absolutely.
Remember, like oh, maybe they're having trouble keeping the doors open or the lights on or whatever. But then it sounds like pretty early on they were all in on it. So you figure, if they were really all in on it, then you should have something ready to go. And trust me, listen, I'm playing Miles Morales, whether or not people want to damage control and call it DLC or whatever. This game looks great. I've been taking screenshots, like the ray tracing is there. It's a great looking game. It took 2 years to build. 2 years.
Right? And then
if they can get that, if they can get an 8 to 10 hour Spider-Man game out in 2 years, you're telling me Microsoft with their resources couldn't get a game out in that amount of time?
That's what I don't.
I refuse to believe it. I refuse to believe it.
And that's the problem, guys. At hand, I feel like that's where I feel there's a leadership issue. And if you go, well, Mooch, I don't agree with you. I don't think that's a problem at all. That's fine. You don't have to agree with me. But look at it. If you don't want to believe what Crap just said, let's look at something else. For everyone that doesn't agree with me that there's a leadership issue, you guys are all well aware that are Xbox fans that we've had a situation where we put all of our eggs in the Halo basket, right, for this launch. And then Halo doesn't end up coming out. So even if you think I'm wrong, which is fine, then try to explain to me how from 2015 to today, 5 years, the largest budget in gaming, the largest studio that we know of in gaming, I'm not saying that's necessarily true, the largest we ever talk about, 500-600 employees at 343. You're telling me the largest budget, the largest studio, some of the most arguably best talent sitting there, and you're telling me that they couldn't have a game out in 5 years and they had to go back to the drawing board?
Listen.
That's the thing. That's where you have to say, why is it, if you were, and this is my point, Crap, then I'll give you the mic. Please don't forget what you're going to say. I want to ask the people that don't agree with me with the leadership issue. If you were Phil or you were Matt Booty and you knew that everything counted on Halo Infinite, wouldn't you have your finger on the pulse? Wouldn't you make sure that game would be ready for say, listen, I understand, Ninja Theory, Playground games, you guys are taking your time, you're doing new IP. Okay, I got it. Great. But Halo needs to be there day one, and that's not going to be negotiable. That's what I would have said. If I was there and Phil was like, Mooch, you're the guy, you got to make sure that Halo's in the box when we launch. I got news for you. Every single Monday, I'd be like, where are we at? How is deadline?
Yeah.
Don't tell me we're not going to make it for November 10th. Do not tell me we're not.
It's not even just that. It's like there's so many opportunities that they've wasted to have stuff made. Okay, look, Forza was on a 2-year cycle for both Horizon and Motorsport, and now suddenly we haven't had one in 3 years.
I'm okay with that Crap. Technically,
listen, you could have had a Forza game out, right? Like they should have had one out.
Yeah, they probably
for the launch of their console. I get that they needed to take a break from that, but you should have had one out at launch. They could have easily went to, and like that company that did Killer Instinct wants to do more, but Microsoft obviously don't care about that. You know what I mean? Like, again, they could have had that, something like that. That would have been huge. Have that fighting game ready. It wouldn't have taken much. You know what I mean? Like they could have had stuff ready to go that's actually ready to go instead of like a big FU from Phil Spencer saying, "Well, our shit's gonna sell regardless, so we'll worry more about next year, next holiday." Like that's basically saying FU to anybody that's buying their stuff right now. Okay, like okay, well you're gonna buy it anyway, so you know this is that them's the breaks. Play old shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Like that's basically what I get from that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like play all multiplats are old shit, basically what they're saying. And again, their promises of differences in the multiplats has not come through yet. So again, it isn't really giving me a lot of hope for like later on. Like maybe Halo comes out. You know the thing, it's like you hate to really hate on Phil that much, but he says stupid things. And we all say stupid things, but he was like, "No, I'm not really worried about 343. No, nothing in particular worries me about that."
No,
he literally just said that. Right. He literally just said it. He's like, "No, I'm not concerned there. You know, sometimes these things come out, sometimes these things happen." Right? Like, come on. You're telling me you're not overly concerned about this, like this company that you guys.
That's not what happens at Sony. I mean, you could see that clearly happen. Remember God of War crap? Apparently, they had to go back to the drawing board. I don't know if it was Yoshida or who it was. Somebody was like, "Nope, that's not.
It wasn't fun."
Yeah, it was Yoshida.
No.
Yep, Yoshida wasn't.
Yeah, he said that's you're not putting that on my box.
Yeah.
Get back to the drawing board, fellas. Listen, and I got news for you. That's the thing. You do see Sony has delays. Like, I think that's the one thing Phil would agree, and I do agree. If you speak, do delays happen? Absolutely. But here's the thing. These companies, you look at Kojima. He had that huge blow up of Konami. Huge. Yeah. It was all over the press. All the dirty laundry was everywhere. Separates from Konami, opens up Kojima Productions, shakes hands with Andrew House, you know, does the whole photo op thing. 3 years later, Death Stranding's out. Listen, you don't like Death Stranding, that's fine. I liked it, personally. I didn't love it. I liked it. I liked it a lot. And I got to tell you, that game came out in 3 years, crap, from absolute turmoil in his professional career with Konami to literally standing on a gold, platinum staircase with this game. Unbelievable, crap. So what I'm saying is you can't tell me that a game like Halo that has 343 behind it, that kind of money. This is the thing. I almost don't even blame 343. I blame leadership. Like that's just the point of the matter. I'm sorry. And things like this don't happen. They don't happen. Now when you're going to have everything. Listen, I have an Xbox Series X box in my living room right now. To all you guys that are go, Mooch, you're full of it. I don't believe a word you're saying. Please do me a favor during the show. Pick up your Xbox Series X box that you have in your living room and turn it around. Just turn it around. What's on the back of the box? Halo. Yeah. It's as big as day. Master Chief is life size on the back of your Xbox Series X box. You can't tell me that's not a problem. They had everything going for that. And I'll read the super chat here, but I won't mention the name because I'm a big fan of the gentleman's work that he does. He says, but do you think that a lot of Xbox fans are kind of a little upset and sorry that they have all their Monster Energy drinks and body wash and all that stuff? Listen, you know, Rogue Inquisitor, I'll give you this much. I think it's disappointing for all of us Xbox fans. Because I got to be honest with you, you would hear Mooch singing a different tune if I had Halo Infinite.
Oh, yeah.
I would. It would be. Listen, maybe I would say it's not my favorite Halo. I don't know. I didn't play it. But I would say this much. I would be playing it, and we'd be having a hell of a discussion. So, you know, I think that's what it comes down to at the end of the day is that you have a leadership issue over there. And if you don't believe me, again, Phil already started playing the coconut game and moved people around on 343. If there wasn't a leadership issue, why would he be moving people around? Yeah. Because there's a problem, crap.
Well, the thing that I always say too is like just use common sense when it comes to use common sense. Like I was using common sense looking at the studios that Microsoft bought, the projects they were still working on and yet to release, and when the possibility of a new project could be released. And I came to the results of 2023, 2024 for the most part, right? And people said, you know, that I was fear mongering and that, you know, I was, you know, capping or whatever, just like flip flopping, what have you, right? All the typical, and any excuse other than the facts that Microsoft has failed to deliver games. Now it's like people still think that there's some mystical, magical games that are going to release in 2021 that are going to make Xbox worthwhile.
Yeah, where's this magic coming from?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, okay, listen, we can go down the list of the ones that PlayStation has announced for, even in the year of 2021, and there's a bunch of them. And then you look at the ones on Xbox, and it's like the only game exclusive that they have even tentatively scheduled would be Halo, and that would probably be towards the end of the year. So, again, if Microsoft had anything worthwhile, do you think that they really would be talking up all this play old game stuff? Like, if they had anything? No, because look, you can play old games on PlayStation too, but they have new stuff to talk about. So they
talk about it.
Yeah, so again, like, I don't think there's going to be this magical thing. Look at their day one stream, right? It was like, hey, let's play Gears again. Let's play this again. Let's play
Crap.
Like, you're seeing games from 2018 on that list.
Crap,
we're almost in 2021.
You don't go to a steakhouse, look at the menu and go, oh my God, you guys have mashed potatoes?
Yeah.
Of course
exactly.
They have mashed potatoes. You're there for the steak, buddy.
Exactly.
Let's get real here. Of course, so my point being here, the other thing too is, what are these magic games that are coming out next year that everybody's time? Mooch, you just wait till 2021. And I'm like, he's Phil Spencer, not David Blaine. What's happening? What are we talking about? What are the games? I try to have my ear to the ground. Maybe I missed an article. If I missed an article, let me know. But crap, there's really nothing big coming next year on Xbox except for Halo. And I still truly believe, I could be wrong. I could totally be wrong. But I believe Halo gets pushed back even beyond next holiday.
It could, for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So for Xbox and PlayStation, you've got Xbox is touting their mashed potatoes, and you got Sony talking about the steak. It's called Game Steakhouse.
Yeah, it's a problem. You know what I mean? Just like it was a problem at the beginning of last gen when Sony was releasing a bunch of indies and crap that nobody cared about.
Right. I don't know. Right. Exactly. Great point. Remember last year? That's the thing. People say keep the same energy. The energy's here. If you can't tell, I'm yelling.
Yeah.
We said the same thing, crap, last generation. When Sony came out and they're like, don't forget our glorious level of unbelievably uncompromised indie titles.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Wait, I'm going in the next generation to play Q-Bird again? Stop it. Just stop it.
And even stuff like No Man's Sky was getting hyped. Like, that game is really good now.
It's good now.
Yeah, but that game was definitely not good at launch. It was just like, I can remember just being immensely like, this is the game that everybody was like, well, we all know the famous meme where it's like, welcome to Jurassic Park, and then it's the harmonica playing. You know what I mean? It's just like, yeah, like, it was just not a great game. It wasn't complete. It wasn't where it needed to be. And like, that's something that, sort of has to, like, these companies have to do better at delivering the content that people are really asking for. Like, I think that Phil is kind of out of touch because he's even like, well, without Game Pass, we wouldn't have done Tell Me Why and Flight Simulator. Like, I don't see those games doing well even in that instance either way. You know what I'm saying? Like, 1 million people bought Flight Simulator, but again, that's very niche overall. Okay.
Yeah, when you're looking at PC, which is how many millions of people on PC, right?
Hundreds of millions. Yeah.
And when it comes to Xbox, it's not gonna do great on Xbox. They're gonna throw it in Game Pass, so we're gonna see. Notice we haven't heard anything about Game Pass.
Yeah.
We haven't heard anything about Game. No one's talking about. Are they at 50 million yet? No, they're not.
Yeah.
But the minute Flight Simulator comes and they do a 1-month special promotion package,
well, it's like they think that Game Pass is like a fix-all for everything, right? So what I mean by that is, remember, like, Wasteland 3, people are like, oh, this game is going to do huge, and it's like, I think it made the top 50 for a little bit, but it was like on the lower end, and like those type of games don't really do well on console.
I want to read this super chat, and then I want to bring something up that I didn't even hear you bring up to me, which I'm very surprised. And I just caught this on my timeline yesterday, but I got to bring it up. Shout out to James Vincent. First, he says, makes total sense, guys. Thank you. He says, Mooch, Warzone for sure this week, brother. James Vincent, count me in, buddy. I'll be there. Listen, crap. Would you say that you are shocked? Are you shocked that there's no Game Pass certificate that came in the Xbox Series Xbox?
I looked because I thought maybe I could give it away, but yeah.
Of course you looked. It's not there, right? Am I right? It's not there.
Yeah.
Why didn't they throw that in?
I have no idea.
Why would you not throw that in?
I have no freaking idea. Like, I'm sort of like, at this point, I'm sitting there thinking, oh man, I don't really know the deals with that. Like, I don't need it, but I was gonna give it away. Like, you would figure for the premium that they're giving.
Now, see, I bought the Blue Shock for all you guys that didn't check it out on Twitter yet. I did buy the Blue Shock controller. It's a beautiful controller, I will say. I do like it. But I did get an Xbox Game Pass Ultimate code, which I have in my hand, and I'd like to give out to the audience. But I do want to make a point here. These codes are only good if you're a first-time Ultimate or Game Pass subscriber.
Yeah.
So if you have Game Pass right now, or you had it before on your account, and you put this code in, it kicks it right back.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. So that's why I want to give this away to somebody in the audience right now, but I don't know how to do it. I mean, guys, here's what I'll say. If you've never had Xbox Game Pass at all, we'll do a giveaway, but I don't want the giveaway to seem unfair, because I thought it would have been for anyone to use for 2 weeks. But it says right there in the fine print that you have to be a first-time user. Well, Mooch,
since you got a code for those people, I got a code for everyone else who wants a $20 PSN code. I'm dropping my channel link. I just need 5 subs away, and
guys,
I'll drop that $20 link.
5 subs.
Let me get 5 subs, guys. I'm dropping a $20 PSN link, and also check out my podcast. I had Mooch and Crap on 2 weeks ago. It was an amazing show.
Great.
Let's do it.
Great show.
It was a fantastic damn show. I tell you what.
So I'm going to go ahead and I'll put the code in at the end, but I just want you guys to know. I'll do it after, because I want Nova to get his code. Nova's code is way better than my code, but nonetheless, it's still a code. Okay, Moochers, when you're a Mooch, okay, you don't take a gift horse. You don't look a gift horse in the house. You take the gift.
Exactly.
Okay?
You take that gift.
I got news for you. I'm still looking for, you know what I want, Crap? Speaking of mooching, it's been a while since we got a lot of Mooch conversation going here, Crap. When is Sony going to have game gifting?
I know, right?
It looks like soon. That's one of the things that you can put stuff in a wish list. So it looks like they're going to be
hope so.
Yeah. So it looks like they're going to be able to kind of fix that very quickly. And that's something that'll be good, because again, one of the funny things is that sometimes like people are like, "Hey man, well, I really appreciate what you guys do. Let me gift you a game." And basically the only thing we can get gifted is stuff on Xbox right now. So, how we got gifted Assassin's Creed on Xbox. So shout out to WRZ Cup.
Yeah, shout out to WRZ Cup. By the way, while you were preaching, I was the choir there. Okay.
Yeah.
I hear you, man. I want that game gifting. Be great.
Hey, I think it is. You got a link. We can't see the link. He's got to be. Is he a mod in your chat, Mooch?
Who's that? I'm sorry.
Nova.
He is.
Oh, is he? Okay, then he can
no,
list.
Why is Nova not?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
What's going on, Mooch?
Yeah.
What's going on, man?
He's got to be a mod to link stuff.
My apologies, Nova. Go ahead. I thought I did that ages ago, my friend.
No worries.
Yeah.
No worries. I just dropped a comment. Hopefully they can see that.
Well, let's see what happens there, guys. But I do want to talk about this too, Crap. So we were kind of having a bit of a laugh about this on Crossfire. And
hilarious, I'm sure.
Hilarious. Absolutely. It was fantastic, Crap. We're talking about quick resume, right? And listen, I love new tech. Love it, love it, love it. So there was a small channel on Twitter. I don't remember the name of it, and I apologize because the gentleman did a fantastic job illustrating it. But do you know the activity cards?
Yeah.
That are on the PlayStation. Well, if you go and utilize the activity cards, each activity card has one of them is your latest activity, right? No pun intended. Right underneath each one of them, even if your game's already closed, the app's not open, and it brings you right into the game, right where you left off. It skips all of the names, it skips all the titles, all the intro, brings you right to your game where you left off, and that's even if the game is closed down, which is very similar to like a quick resume. But I don't get what's the big deal? What am I missing, guys? And I want to hear from the chat. What's the deal with quick resume? Everyone's so excited about it, and I think we had quite a laugh about it on Friday's show. But if you're playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla, right, Crap, and you're in the middle of something, are you ever going to pause that game and then immediately run over to Forza Horizon 4?
Yeah.
Right? Like instantly, I get Crap. Me and you were playing Call of Duty on the Xbox Series X, right? And it's like all of a sudden I remember that I left 4 Dead 2 on.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Right? Am I leaving Call of Duty to immediately transfer to a new game and jump right into where what are we doing? What are we talking about? So my point being is I like the idea that you can go from one to the other quickly, but the way that they're illustrating it on commercials and such are not how people would actually apply it in everyday life. Like I've never been in the middle of Demon Souls and I was like, you know what I really need to get back to is Astro's Playground now.
Yeah, I can't wait. Yeah, let me hop in it right where I left off.
I got to get in there. Like, the other thing, too, is both of these consoles are super quick right now. They're both so fast. So even if you don't have quick resume, which, by the way, Xbox doesn't have quick resume on all their titles, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You close one, you open one up, and like literally, whether it be the PlayStation or the Xbox Series X, you're in your next game without quick resume in somewhere between 7 and 12 seconds. We have nowhere to go.
Yeah.
It's the pandemic life. Where are we going?
Nowhere.
Is anybody in a rush? What happened? Like 7 to 12 seconds is not enough. We've got to narrow it down to 5. Right in the middle of playing Need for Speed, I've got to quickly get over to Halo Infinite or Halo Master Chief Collection in seconds. I mean, what are we talking about? I mean, it's almost, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, what else were they going to talk about, to be honest with you?
It's like if I invented a light switch for all of your rooms, but now instead of the full lever going up, it turns on halfway. There you go. I did it. I did it. That's the equivalent of the person who invented Post-its. I got your light switch to now. You don't have to lift the switch all the way anymore. You just go halfway with the light switch. Boom, lights are on.
Yeah.
I just solved half of your problems with time, folks. I know that you guys are having a hard time with that. I don't get it. Like, I just don't. Like, I think it's cool, but what is it? Like, when have you ever been in a game and you had to get to the next game in 6 seconds or less? You know what I mean? What is this?
Yeah.
Name that tune. Name that game. What is happening? I don't know. Maybe that's a me problem. That's fine. If it's a me problem, that's fine. Sony has it on their activity cards. That moves, I believe he went from, I'm making this up. He went from like Demon Souls to Miles Morales. And I think it was, I want to say about somewhere between 8 and 12 seconds was what the, and it's live time. It's a video that's on Twitter. I retweeted it out this morning. And then I've seen Quick Resume do it in about 5 or 6 seconds. What's happening? Are you excited about Quick Resume? Have you been just going back and forth between games with Quick Resume? Has that entertained you?
No, not really. No.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe that's something I'll do later tonight when I'm bored. I'll just flip between 6 or 7 games and see how fast I can get to them. Not play any of them.
Yeah.
Just switch between them.
I mean, that's what it's all about, right?
Well, the new Mooch light switches are coming out next month. It's the half switch. Yeah.
The half switch. Yeah.
Half-life.
It's going to be a lot of fun. So,
yeah.
It looks like Nova's about to drop his code. So there's that. I'm getting my shit ready, guys.
I'm giving everyone a 5-minute warning. I'll be dropping the code, so do whatever you got to do to get your setup ready to copy and paste real quick. Just putting
Nova's good, man. He gets all that timing out and things like that. Shout out the fall of Sony. He says quick resume greater than restarting a game. That's the thing, though, fall of Sony. There is no starting over a game anymore.
Yeah.
Like you pick the game and it like launches in like 12 seconds, dude. Like, are you that excited that one console opens up in 5 seconds and one opens up in 8 or 9 or 10? Like, where are we going? And who's changing games that fast? I played Astro and wanting to platinum it. I played it for about 5-6 hours yesterday. I didn't jump to another game. I was platinuming a game. And then after that, I played Demon Souls. Like, I was not in the middle of a grueling fight in Demon Souls, and I was like, I got to get into Miles Morales right now.
Yeah.
No. Like, I don't get it. So it's fine. If you want to say quick resume beats starting a game, yes, you have it by between 6 to 8 seconds in your camp. Congratulations. I hope it brings you lots of fun. You know, Antonio Benby says, Mooch, you're silly bad. He goes, I love quick resume. I leave a single-player game to play with my crew and COD. Are they that? No, they're not going to wait for you, Antonio? So you're saying quick resume gets you there in 7 seconds, 6 seconds. If you didn't have it and you were just using just the Xbox Series X's power, you'd be there in 11 seconds. Your friends are done with you? Antonio, 11 seconds is not acceptable. You're out of the crew. You're out. That's it. No more.
Hey, quit talking sense to people.
I'm sorry, crap. I'm so excited about my half light. It's lighting in half the time.
Hey, you don't knock it till you try it, you know?
That's right. I mean, there's just so much going on, crap. We should go on to another topic here because that one just gets me a little bit. Like, I'm sitting there watching all these reviews of the past, 2 weeks when all the influencers got into like, boy, this quick resume. And they showed it, and I'm like, well, that is quick. I'm like, that's quick. But then I'm like, what am I doing with that? Like, what am I legitimately doing with that? Because I knew the PlayStation would be fast too.
Yeah.
So if quick resume is 6 seconds and the PlayStation's 11 seconds, I'm really not that mad. Now, if one was 6 seconds and one was a minute and a half, we got to talk about it.
Yep.
We got to talk. We got a problem.
Yeah, I agree.
We're talking about a separation of 7 seconds, crap. Like,
Yeah,
if you stand up and sit down between games, which you should do, just for blood flow.
Yeah.
If you do that, right? if you do that, your game's already loaded on the PlayStation. You're good.
Yeah.
God, whatever happened, crap. Remember we used to play and say, I got to get a drink. I'll be right back. Nuh-uh, not with quick resume. You better sit your ass down, crap.
Oh, yeah.
That game's starting right now, and I'm not waiting, or you're out of the crew.
Yeah, you got to sit down, and you better be there, like, right then.
Yeah, I didn't know my Xbox Series X came with a seatbelt.
Exactly.
Says, to be fair, quick resume works for games on external drives as well. So if you return to a game, it takes seconds instead of minutes. Agreed, JudaZuk, but I think it's also, again, it's eerily comparable on the other console. It really is. It's probably another 6 seconds or 7 seconds longer. I don't think we're like, none of these are crazy. Matty B, shout out to Matty B. You like the blood flow joke. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm going to work that into my routine more often. Crap. What else we got to talk about? There's so much going on.
I mean, so much. It's really just
Blue Point being acquired possibly by Sony's a big deal. You got PlayStation 5s for going for $1,200 on eBay.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy. I mean, to think about it, you know what I mean? Just the idea that, you know, that it could be that somebody would spend that much money on that. Crazy. You know, like even the Series X is getting up there on like scalpers and stuff like that. They're kind of charging a lot for it, you know, and that's for a console with no games. So, you know, it's pretty incredible to see the amount of people that are.
It's a time we're living in right now, crap.
Yeah.
Which is great, to be honest with you. I mean, listen, crap, we came onto the scene ages ago, and gaming was just kind of picking up its forefront with I would say socially acceptable, right? Being socially acceptable.
Yeah.
Now I've got people that I told you, I've had people in the past 2 weeks writing me crap that I know personally that don't game. They do not game. They may have even thought gaming was like not cool at one point in time. Now they want to get into it.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm home. I got nothing to do. I heard this Call of Duty is going to be great. I'm like, you heard this Call of Duty is going to be great. You don't game.
Yeah.
What do you mean you heard that? But that right? But nonetheless, crap, everyone's coming out of the woodwork. Everyone's having a blast. And good for gaming. That's great. We've been saying this for ages. Like, yeah. I got news for you. If you get home from a long day's work, this is pandemic or no pandemic. Okay? Like, you come home from a long day's work, would you rather actually play like a Call of Duty or a Halo or a Gears or a you fill in the blank? I don't care. Factions on The Last of Us. I don't care. Whatever you like. With your friends and be semi-social while you're home and hang out versus watching like The Bachelor again or Survivor, right?
Yeah.
Or how about one of those cooking shows? I feel like a 5-star chef after all these years with the Cooking Network.
You should.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, why not?
Peel a potato in less than 5 seconds. Quicker than quick resume.
Just want to announce, dropping the code in 60 seconds, so keep your eyes peeled on the chat.
But I tell you something, it really hurts a Mooch's feelings when somebody drops a code and I'm exempt.
Yeah. Who says you're exempt, Mooch?
True.
I never said that.
Get in there, man. Shoulder to shoulder.
No, because I never said that.
Phil Spencer says 343 Industry Strap wear Craig the Brute t-shirts. Interesting.
Shout out to Guardian Legends. He says, I still love you, Mooch and crap. You all allowed me to be free in the comment section and live streams. As you should be. Everybody should be free. Yeah. That's great.
We don't hold you back here. That we let other people do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So. No, go ahead and enjoy yourselves, guys. Keep it civil, but have a good time with it, man. Gaming's supposed to be a good time. Viewmaster, he says, the pandemic made gaming go from a big market to a behemoth market. I agree, Viewmaster. It is. Yeah. It's at an all-time high, and rightfully so. I've been gaming for decades and waiting for this time when things are just like it's cool to you can actually walk out with a gaming t-shirt and people go, where'd you buy that? I got to get my hands on one of those.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I agree.
It's that time, though, crap.
Hey,
what else?
I mean, it happens, you know. Like that's just kind of one of the things that sort of makes it interesting each generation, you know. So yeah, for me personally, kind of is what it is. But yeah, I do like the quick resume stuff. It's kind of nice, but it's like, are you really noticing it? And there's like some little features like that kind of always get out there that, you know, people make it to be a big deal. It's like, remember when clubs and stuff were a big deal on Xbox? Like, did you join my club, Mooch?
I know. I remember I said that.
Yeah, you said nobody's gonna care in 2 months from now.
Cares.
And, nobody did.
Like,
Nobody cared.
And I know everybody gave me hate for that too. They're like, Mooch, you're crazy. Clubs is where it's at. I'm like, not unless there's a bouncer and a great DJ.
Yeah, it's funny though. That was a hell of a couple weeks.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a hell of a couple of weeks. You know, like join my club, and then afterwards, you are. You're taking care of your YouTube stuff. Then you're taking care of your Twitter stuff. There's other social media functions. You have a lot of people that you care to. Maybe you have a Patreon, right? Maybe you've got members on your channel you got to care to. Now all of a sudden, on top of all that, you got to go tap dance in clubs. Like I didn't. It was redundant. It seemed redundant. Now, the one thing I did like with clubs, if you want to go that far, crap, is I liked how the games, the companies, the developers, if you were a big fan of, like, let's say Destiny 2, for example, and you become a member of the club of Destiny, and you get all the info from them on your feed, that's kind of cool. I mean, because that's corporate information you may want to know. But I mean,
code has been dropped, by the way.
The code has been dropped.
See the code. Woo! I'm slow on the uptake, though, man. That's a hell of a deal, though. Hell of a deal.
Nobody even did a countdown for the code. That's fantastic.
He did.
Oh,
good job.
By the way, guys, we have a great audience here today. Please do hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, guys. Let people know that we're here. I put the link right there. Crap, let's talk about something else that was a big discussion piece when it came to the PlayStation 5 was the, you know, kind of the form, fit, and function of this box itself.
Yeah.
I was able to get it. So in my office, you guys know I have 2 PlayStation 5s. I have one in my office that I kept vertical because I have a ton of space here. I just have a lot of desktop space. I bought an extra piece for gaming console so I could have that all set up for my streaming. So I have a nice little area there where I have it standing up, and then I have it horizontally in the family room, which I posted a picture of that so everyone could see it on Twitter.
Yeah.
I gotta say, so there is, you know, the Xbox and the PlayStation 5 put out some heat when you're playing a game, but I'm not having any issues with it. And I'll tell you, it does take up the entire channel, if you will, of where I put it into my entertainment center in the family room horizontally. I like it. I do like it. I will say that I think that probably both consoles look better. They probably look better in their vertical positions. I think as a clean and neat kind of conversation. But I do like it. I do like the play. I can tolerate the PlayStation horizontally. I will not, and could not tolerate it horizontally on the Xbox Series X. What was your situation with those consoles?
Yeah, you know, the Series X is bulky, so like, you know, it kind of has to sit beside up on top, and I do feel like you know, I don't know, I don't have a problem with the design of it. It's just not a very, you know, it's just like, it doesn't seem like they put much effort into it. And then like with the PS5, it has more of a, like, what I consider like a premium design, and where it does feel like they put some effort into it and stuff like that. And it also, like, they paid attention to what fans had been saying about wanting a quieter console and stuff like that. So I really do think that they kind of did a really fantastic job with the design of it. I mean, it's a big console. There's not really a way to hide that. But I think that, you know, they did do a good job with being able to sort of have a console that's probably going to be very much one that they can make a lot of custom plates for and stuff like that. So, you know, I do like, I mean, they could have went with a slightly different design. Apparently this thing was going to be even bigger than that. So, you know, the fact that, that it is the size that it is, and it's not really that much big. Like, if you look at it, it's a little bit taller, you know, and then of course it's like wider than the Series X. But like the really important thing is the games. You know what I mean? Like the games, and does it play the games great? And it does so many things great, and it just kind of exudes that whole next gen thing, like that feeling and that look. And it just, to me anyway, like if somebody else says something different, then that's fine, and that's on them. But from my own personal opinion, it does feel like what they were able to accomplish is much more next gen. Like right out of the box, it just feels like, I'll say that, the Series X was better boxed or whatever, take it for what it's worth. But what's in the box just shows you it matters much more than how it's wrapped. So yeah, I gotta say they did a really good job with that, and it just feels and kind of exudes that awesome kind of next gen feel, in my opinion.
Yeah, crap. The other thing that we have to talk about while we're on this subject is the accessories. So I bought as many of the accessories as I possibly could.
Yeah.
I bought the remotes. I have one in my hand right now. Outstanding remote, by the way. So I have a Sony TV with my one PlayStation 5. And Ballistics, I see your question. I'm going to get into the Arctic 7Ps in a second. I bought the remotes. I bought one for each TV. So one TV is an LG OLED, okay? The other TV is a Sony 900F. Both immediately, crap. Right after I sunk the controller to the console, both of them immediately synced to the TVs. One being an LG. So you say, well, of course the Sony one's going to link up. The LG was instant as well. I'm now using where I had my Xbox. I had Xbox controllers for my media. I've now got Sony controls for my media. So not only do I have the ability to turn my TV on and off, volume with my TV, there's also something that's coming that's very cool here in the center. It has a microphone button. This has not been enabled yet. It's supposed to be coming in the near future, but I'll be able to say, PlayStation Play Netflix or PlayStation Play Disney Plus. But before that gets here, there's 4 home buttons on the actual controller, crap. So there's a Disney Plus, a Netflix, a Spotify, YouTube, and the PlayStation button that's on your controller is also on the bottom of the remote. This remote retails for somewhere around $30, I believe. If I'm wrong, guys, I apologize.
I think it's $29.99. Yeah.
Yep. I bought this thing the minute I saw it. I've always had Xbox. You remember the Xboxes had their media remotes for years.
Yeah.
Sony didn't.
TV, right?
Absolutely. Well, listen, I got news for you. Unfortunate for me, that's just what I do. I watch television. I watch Netflix. We watch Disney Plus. It is what it is. This is an outstanding.
Somebody's got to watch Walking Dead.
Yeah,
right?
somebody. Right. That's right. That's right. Actually, I'm glad you brought that up. Our good friend Norman Reedus writes to me religiously, and
he's a big fan.
Yeah, he's a big fan of Mooch. Well, why wouldn't he be?
Exactly, yeah.
Crap, this controller's worth your $29, I'll tell you right now. I went ahead and also bought the SteelSeries 7Ps, which are 3D audio approved by Sony.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
Crap, it's immaculate. And let me tell you, I own Astros that I've paid $250 to $300 for. I have them right here. I'm using them right now. Right? Well,
Mooch goes all out, man.
Crap, it's gaming. It's what I love to do.
I know.
It's not my fault.
No, I get it, man. I get it, yeah.
Right, so we got SteelSeries 7Ps here, crap. Let me tell you what I like about them. I'm not necessarily your biggest audiophile, okay? So I'm not the biggest guy, but I'm going to tell you things that I think the common consumer would like to hear about. And that is they are extremely light, crap. Extremely light. The area where you put your headphones above your ears do not suffocate your ears. There's no sweating. It's very breezy. It's nice.
You don't want that gross ear sweat. Yeah, I agree.
The other thing I want to mention, for the first time in Sony history for the Mooch, and I've had about 3 headsets for the PlayStation 4. The mic monitoring on this thing is amazing. And what that means for you guys that know or don't know is you can hear yourself talk now. So you're not screaming like I am during podcasts.
Yeah.
You are able to have a rational conversation while gaming with your friends online. You can hear yourself. You're not muted, or it doesn't sound like your voice is on the other side of a vault wall in a bank. Okay? It's great. It really is great. So that's a phenomenal piece. And then again, they have the Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, dongle that you can plug into the back or the front. And now there is something that others need to know as well. The minute you plug the dongle in, crap, it automatically reverts to the headset. So if you don't want that on the headset or the mic speaker, you do have to go into the PlayStation settings, and you do have to go into sound audio, and then you'll just change the microphone to controller, and you'll change your audio output to HDMI. So that's the only thing you have to do, because it does revert. The minute you turn your headset on, boom, it reverts immediately to your SteelSeries 7Ps. I will tell you this much. Without trying the new Sony ones that came out, the 3D ones, the Pulse that they have, I can tell you from people that I know that have both, that the SteelSeries is a much better product than the Sony 3D Pulse. So if you guys bought the 3D Pulse and you're kind of on the fence, you're like, it's okay. Let me tell you something. The 3D audio and the comfort and the technology and the wires, crap. You have so many different attachments that you can use or not use with this headset. for $50 more, you feel like you're getting $150 worth more. That's what I'm saying. So the SteelSeries 7P for 3D audio on the PlayStation 5 is if you're an audiophile or you have to have a headset, it's a must buy for that price point.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's better out there, but you're going to be in the $300-$400 range. This is $150, and it's much better than the $100 Sony 3D Pulse. That's just my take.
Yeah. I know, I agree. I don't have any of that stuff, but it does sound like it would be a good option
You
or
should
whatever.
get the controller, crap. Why you don't have the controller baffles me.
You know what? I probably should. I think they were sold out at one point, though. Like, you know what I mean? So now it's nice to see that stuff is coming. It just goes to show you how out of stock this is. I know you love this stuff, Mooch. The happy anniversary to the original Xbox was released on this day in North America 19 years ago. So, yeah, congratulations on that. What a great time,
birthday.
huh? Yeah, happy birthday. I know you're big on that.
The board, right? I don't care if it's PlayStation, Xbox. I don't know why we're doing that. You know, the other thing is I see a lot of people on Twitter always thanking Game Pass too. You know, I don't see any, right? When the new season of Walking Dead comes on, I don't see nobody was thanking AMC.
That's true.
Right? When Game of Thrones, because people go, well, Mooch, nobody likes that show now. Fine. When Game of Thrones was within its peak, nobody said thank God for HBO.
That's true.
Why is it all of a sudden thank God for Game Pass? These are older games that we already have. I don't get it. Why are we celebrating non-living things?
I don't know, but sometimes it's fun for me anyway.
I guess so. What do you buy, like an Entenmann's cake?
Yeah, why not?
What do you do?
Yeah, I mean,
everybody gather around. We're gonna sing "Happy Birthday" to the original Xbox in tune. I don't get it. I guess so. Maybe it's a me problem. Should start celebrating more things. Crap. Maybe I don't celebrate enough.
I mean, that's clearly a you problem, Mooch.
I guess so. I'll handle it that way. Crap. I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Xbox is possibly looking to acquire studios in Japan. Do you believe it?
Nah, not really.
I don't either.
I hate to listen, I would like to say, yeah, sure. I mean, that's the best thing they're going to do. But I understand it's quite difficult to do that. First of all, probably be easier for them to start their own kind of thing. But other than that, I don't really see the point. Like they keep trying to push over there. And, you know, and at the same time, you know, it just, for me personally, it's just like this thing that's never going to happen. Right. Well, like if it was going to happen, it would happen when they actually had a decent console with games like that, you know, like the 360 or something along those lines. Cause they really did try then, you know what I mean? They did try You know, Lost Odyssey, Blue Dragon, a lot of Tales of Vesperia. They actually had a lot of content that appeals there and, you know, exclusive content, which would make you think that you would have to buy it. But the fact of the matter is, I don't really see like, and I know like Mooch, just take us back to when we were big Xbox fans.
Yes.
Xbox One. Remember, like, oh my gosh, this is going to change everything for them in China or Japan or wherever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then nothing ever changed anything. They're like, listen, I like the Xbox fans got really excited. They said that the pre-orders sold out in Japan in 3 seconds. But how many did they put out there? You know, 20,000. You know, I doubt that they're really putting a lot of stock there. So, you know, again. Yeah, we'll see because Japan has a very strict policy of reporting the numbers sold. That's why we know that Xbox One sells 5 units a year there or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? So, I can imagine it's probably not going to do extremely well.
I do want to mention they do have currently, as of this most recent acquisition, they do have a Japanese studio. They have Tango Gameworks. Who's they're working.
Well, they do, but they don't, Nova. You're right, but not yet.
Correct. Yeah.
Because that's part of the Bethesda buy, the ZeniMax. Tango's a part of that. But that may be also something that they're talking about at the board meetings right now. That may be something that's an issue. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who really knows? You know, I know it's hard for an American company to purchase a Japanese company. Is that true? That is also very true, right? There's just something in there. You know, they and listen, it's a deterrent for a reason.
They're a Japanese cut studio that was owned by ZeniMax or whatever, their parent company.
That's right.
So Microsoft bought the parent company or whatever.
Right.
You know,
so I mean, seemingly that would come with the purchase, but if there's any kind of disclaimer that's in the fine print when they acquired Tango that maybe they can't because et cetera, who knows? That's probably reasons why. You know,
I just got a little kick, and this is not a knock on Windows Central or Jez or anybody that works there, but they did like their Game Awards for 2020.
Yes.
And like, so here I'm going to read down some of it. Best
Sure.
Windows PC game, Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Okay.
Best Xbox game, Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Editor's Choice Game Awards, Carry On, that little indie game. Most anticipated game, The Medium. Best sequel, Watch Dogs Legion.
Sheesh.
Best new IP, Grounded. Best
Sheesh.
independent game, Hades. Best multiplayer game, Fall Guys. Best story, Kentucky Route Zero. I've never even heard of this game.
Crap, you trying to put
Best art direction, Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Wow.
Best ongoing game, Fortnite. Best gaming hardware, some kind of PC thing. Best Xbox accessories, a Razer Kishi. I think that's that thing that hooks up to your phone.
Your phone, yes.
For Game Pass. Best headset, Lucid Sound, something.
Those are good.
Best headset, HyperX Cloud. Best PC thing, Razer
I'm not a big
Adder,
HyperX
something
Cloud
or
fan.
other.
I have a pair of HyperX.
But you see what I'm saying, right? Like this.
Well, crap. Here's the thing. Let me defend it first of all. They do. It's Windows Central, right?
Yeah.
So they're going right. I mean, it's in the name. They're working with what they got. That's if they're gonna go ahead and pull something from the Xbox, name of games in a hat. I mean, I do agree with what he said. So I agree with that. When you're stepping outside of the Xbox family and you're saying best games of 2020, and somebody's gonna say like Ori, well, that's debatable. That's definitely debatable. But if they are working with what they got, I want to say this much, crap. I appreciate you bringing that up, by the way. Captain Chat says, I have the 7X as they work on all platforms. Can't test on the PS5 as of yet. Waiting for Thursday, but they sound brilliant on the Series X. Shout out to Captain Chats. That's awesome. Lucifer, Miss Lucifer, we miss him as a Mooch Maniac family member. He says, with flippers selling consoles for $1,500 to $2,000, what is stopping Microsoft and Sony from selling them at the price since people will pay that? That's really
because I think there's a difference between like scalpers doing that as opposed to a company doing that at a time when people can do, I think there's like laws against that and stuff like that. So that's pretty much how I look at it, in my opinion, anyway.
No, I completely agree. Yeah, I mean, first of all, nobody's going to buy it if it's that kind of price. But I mean, Lucifer, great point. What Lucifer's point there, though, crap, is he's saying, wow, this is showing Microsoft and Sony that if people want it that bad, they're willing to pay these extravagant prices. That doesn't bode well for us, the consumer, as we move forward.
Exactly.
They may not have a problem next time putting these consoles at $600-700 and easily breaking even. Where I think both of these consoles are losing a bit of money as we sit here currently at the $500 and $400 mark, and maybe even the $299 mark for the series. That's another thing. I said this months ago. This isn't now. No one's talking about the Series S. Like, I don't see it. I mean, there's people who are like doing a review on it or this and that, and that's fine. But crap, where is the Series S right now? Is it lost in translation? I mean, what's happening?
I mean, I think there's probably a market for it, but I think at launch, casuals were never one to really go out and get stuff anyway. It's only the hardcore. So that's probably why most people are kind of passing on it. That's just something that they're going to have to do. Will it find a place? It probably will. Believe it or not, I think probably when there's a price cut, and there's possibly a price cut for the memory for that as well. So, we'll have to see. I mean, it probably has its spot. It's just odd to think that in 2020, 2021, you're going to see games that can be, like 720p or whatever. Just very interesting.
No, I agree. And that's the thing. We're all sitting here, and as you go from one console generation to the next, all you really do is get so excited for what can I do next. And you had so many great people in the chat. Shout out to the Ash and Luke again. She said it. I've said it. You've said it. Nova is going to say it tomorrow.
Yep.
The DualSense is just an amazing piece of tech that changes the way you kind of want a game, right? So that being said, that's the excitement. So you already take something like the Xbox Series X, which is extremely powerful, has things like quick resume, has things that are speedy and fast, right? They did make some advancements to their controller, which I think are better. They did make the Xbox One controller better, even though they're very subtle changes. They made them better. But then you say, well, there's not a lot of games on the Xbox Series X, and that's a gleaming, seemingly that's an issue. Then you take the Series S and you go, okay, so it has the same issues that I have with the Series X, and now it's also got less tech in the box. It's like,
yeah.
I mean, how many more layers of the onion can you peel off? before you go,
Yeah.
I don't really want, you know what I mean? Why am I buying this? I mean, listen, $300 is cheaper than $500. But guys, can I break this to you? It's still $300.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not like it's $8. You're like, well, Mooch, it's $8. Take it easy. It's not $8. You know,
Also,
I'll give it crap some crap for playing that Bright Memory game.
Yeah,
I go, what the
that's
hell
the only
is that?
the only thing I had installed.
He goes,
How is
Mooch,
it?
take it easy. Don't bust my chops. He's like, it's only $8.
Oh wow.
It is. Yeah, it's like 45 minutes long.
$8. Drivel Piss says RDNA 1 is outperforming the full RDNA 2. Big L. Listen, they're both RDNA 2.
Yeah.
We've heard so many people say this now. Guys, go ahead, Nova, please.
No, I just wanted to give a little bit of contrast to the Game of the Year award for Windows Central. So right now, they're doing the Golden Joysticks awards, or they're in the nomination process. So out of the 20 titles for the year, 8 of them are either a PlayStation exclusive or a console exclusive. So, so 8 out of 20. So we got Ghost of Tsushima, Last of Us Part 2, Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Demon's Souls, Spelunky 2, Fall Guys, Genshin Impact, and Final Fantasy VII Remake. I mean, what a contrast to what's on the other side. But
yeah, I mean, it's bad when, the best new IP is Grounded for Xbox, and then, you look at a PlayStation and it's likely Ghost of Tsushima, or is that how you say it?
Tsushima.
Tsushima.
Yeah,
Ghost
which
of
is great. I love
Tsushima.
having. Shout out to Creative Kofi, who was on Friday's show. Guys, if you didn't get a chance after this show, go check out Crossfire. It was a great show. We did it because Crap and I, Brap and a bunch, we got together on Wednesday and did a show that reviewed on this channel right here. We did a review of the Xbox Series X, and then we did basically, it was a little bit of a collaboration on Friday, but Friday's show was mainly a review of what we thought, initial review of the PlayStation 5 after 24 hours with it. The Rogue Inquisitor says the S isn't just cheaper, it has no disk drive. Well, that's another thing too. I know some friends of mine that say, geez, I really want to go completely digital this next generation, but I do have these discs here, whether it be movies or it be games from last generation. I don't want to not have that option. That's another thing that's kind of a deterrent. Listen, you guys know me. I'm 95% digital, but both of my PlayStations that I bought were the physical edition. Yeah. And I get it, crap. The digital one looks better. It does. Yeah. It does. But I can now use my physical content if I choose to.
Yeah. I agree.
Why not have the option?
Right? The choices. Yeah, it's all about the options and the choices and stuff like that. So
it's the generation of options.
It is.
You know this. I'm sure you have the air conditioning on in your house and your windows up because you can.
Yeah, exactly.
It's your option, crap.
And I love it. I love my options.
I love my options. Listen, guys, I'm going to drop the code. Everybody, please, I do want to do this public statement, a service announcement. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate code is going to be dropped. It's for 14 days. I got it in my Blue Shock.
Man, 14 days. Think of all the games you could play in that amount of time, guys.
Crap, you finished Bright Memory in about 4 minutes. Listen, this is free. Okay? It was $8. Listen, I do want to make this. I'm putting it in the chat. So not only am I putting the code in the chat, but I did put the disclaimer too. My disclaimer is, as reads, Game Pass Ultimate code. Remember, you have to be a new Game Pass customer to get the code to work. So you cannot say, oh, I had Game Pass last year. I got rid of it. Let me try Mooch's code. It ain't going to work.
Yeah.
It ain't going to work. So, guys, I'm going to go ahead and launch it right now. Again, anybody who has never had Game Pass, check this code out. It's Ultimate, too. So you're going to get PC games, you'll get your Xbox games, and you'll get xCloud. Let me know who wins. I'm dropping it right now. There you go. There it is. It's been dropped. Enjoy that, guys. I hope somebody who maybe is a PlayStation gamer who's got a PC, or somebody just got their Xbox for the first time and they didn't put a code in the box.
My PC always reminds me. My PC is always like, you have Game Pass. You want to install games? And I'm like, no.
Of course it reminds you.
Like, no, I don't want to install.
Did you notice? We'll end this with this before we go. So I'm a big fan of GameStop. I know you are too, Crap. But now since the merger, or whatever you want to call it, the investment from Microsoft into Game Pass, GameStop, have you noticed, like, I've been at Game Pass all week.
Yeah.
And, because of the consoles, the games, the accessories, right? I've been there all week. Every single time I'm there, they're like, dude, and they know it's me. I know the guy there. He's like, dude, he's like, you really should take advantage of this Ultimate Game Pass. They're doing the 3 months for like whatever it was. It was normally 3 months, it's like $44. I'm making this up. Now it's like, whatever, $29, $24, whatever. He's like, I go, dude, I go, we just talked about this yesterday. I go, I have Game Pass till 2022. I have Game Pass until your kid gets his license. Okay?
Yeah.
Until he gets his driver's. I have it for like 16 years. I don't need it. But they're really pushing it, crap. They're really pushing.
Of course they are, man. What else are they going to do? You know what I mean? Like,
what else? No, I don't blame them. Listen, I love sales pitches. I really do. I'm one of the only people that enjoys when it's time to buy a car. I like talking to salespeople. It's great. Other people don't care for it. I do. Ice Cream Gaming says, I'm going now. Great show, Mooch and Crap. See you next time, and thank you for making me a mod, Mooch. Absolutely. Love you both. She says, Ice Cream Gaming, much love back from, I'll even speak for Crap, for both of us. And you're very welcome. She's been such a great helper of the channel and promoting the Mooch. I can't do, that's the least I could do, Ice Cream Gaming. We'll see you online. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
So yeah, Crap. So that's basically, I think we kind of went through a lot of stuff today. We discussed games. We discussed fit, form, and function. We discussed some of the features that are going on between the two consoles. We discussed the technical issues that are probably going to be, these are the things you see when you get new console releases. You saw some of the hard drive issues. You saw some of the hard drive issues, or pardon me, the physical disk issues on accepting it, and a lot of the ticking noises and things like that on the Xbox side. And then you saw software issues where the game was crashing, and there was a system reboot in certain cases with the PlayStation 5. It is what it is, man. It's just, we saw this in 2013, Crap. We saw this in 2016, 2017 when we had the next-gen refreshes. And we're seeing it again today. I'm not really surprised by these. And it's not like it's happening like to hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people. It's happening, but I think it's all falling within that percentage that I call it the lemon law, wherever it kind of falls in between, right? I mean, so I don't see it being a huge issue if it stays where it is. Now, for the next 2 weeks, we see either side of these blowing up. The companies are going to have to address it.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. But I think we're going to get updates this week. So
I do too. They need that first week and a half to kind of just see what the problem is, go in there, debug it, and get the code out. Because remember, they can't just patch it and give you another issue when they send the code out. So they have to debug it and make sure that it passes everything. Nova, you got anything to say before we take off for today?
No, nothing besides thanks for those who subbed. I'm excited to get my PS5 tomorrow and really dive into this content and, start playing with you guys. Besides that, I do a podcast every Thursday, Insomniacs Podcast. We do it at 7 o'clock every Thursday Eastern time. And yeah, like I said, check out the episode I had with Mooch and Crap. It was a pre-launch episode. It was freaking amazing. Check me out there, and I'll see you guys next week.
Awesome. Guys, I'm reposting. I didn't see anybody say they want it. Maybe nobody wants it.
Oh, no. 2 people said they got it, so I'm just like, shout out to one of you, whoever got it, or both of you.
Well, you mean your code?
Yeah, my code. Yeah, 2 people said they got it.
Code. There's like a brouhaha for your code. My code, I can't even right. I can't even get anybody to throw like rock scissors paper for mine.
it's like back in the old days when we couldn't give away codes for that shit. Yeah, that's funny.
Guys, there's a Game Pass code. It is for new subscribers, guys. I hope you guys shout out to the Ashton Lucas Shields. Great show. Thank you, Luca, for being here. It means the world to me. Thank you so much. Guys, do utilize that code if you don't have Game Pass. Plug it in and use it. Why not? It's 14 days Ultimate Game Pass. Go ahead.
Yeah, might as well.
Captain Kreischer goes, nobody can use it. Guys, enjoy your Sunday. Enjoy your new consoles. If you didn't get them yet, be persistent. Call GameStop, call Walmart, call Target, and go online and see what you can do. Trust me, consoles will become available over the next 6 weeks before the holiday. You'll be able to score one of them. I almost guarantee it if you're persistent. If you think you're just going to walk in on a day where you have to go buy something at Walmart and just happen to find one on the shelf, that's not going to happen. You've got to be persistent. You got to make the phone calls every morning. But give it a shot, guys. It is console generation time. It's great. It's exciting. Enjoy your new games. Crap, if you're good, I'm going to take us out of here.
Yeah, I'm good, man. Let's go.
All right, Nova, take us out, guys. Enjoy your Sunday. Peace.
Peace.